it feels so good. Reunited cause it's understood. I don't remember any other words from it.
Because it's Ben and Woods.
Oh, reunited, yes, it's Ben and Woods. Welcome back, my dude.
Good to be back.
It's good to have you back.
It's gone that long.
My
It's
God,
not
it felt like you were gone for a week.
Some long-awaited, months-long reunion.
Yeah, after your sabbatical that you took, Paulie and I just in here dying.
You were gone 40% of the week last
Literally,
week.
40% of the week left us here to fend for
Doing the
ourselves.
math on this now? 40% of the week.
Do all the liners and all that crap. Oh, my God.
Ben and Woods broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how.
He's the worst. He would drop it in mid-sentence on me, and I would forget my train of thought.
Sorry, man, we got a lot of liners to get
It
to.
was unbelievable.
There's one, Ben.
Can we just keep those? I like that.
Dude, it's
Less
pretty
work
good.
for me going forward.
It's pretty good. It was funny. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl, executive producer. Good morning, Paulie.
Hey, how are you?
Doing great. And back from Vegas, Benjamin R. Higgins. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning.
Does it feel? I like coming back to this gig if I've had a few days off.
I do.
I do too.
I
do
miss
too.
it.
I always have. I'm like, I got stuff to talk about and stuff to say.
I both enjoy being with you guys and doing the show.
Yep.
And I also worry exponentially more every day that I'm gone.
Oh,
So there's
big time.
There's a relief of being back, knowing that I'm not missing anything and the
Yes.
show's not going further off the rails. And
Correct.
How did the
It
shows
was
go?
amazing.
without
Well,
me?
so Thursday, I was a little. It was fine. I mean, it was fine. I missed a bunch of mechanical stuff as I usually do. Right. I'm an ideas guy, and I missed a bunch of the mechanical stuff. I wasn't great at it. And then we had the round table, so it was good. It was fine. Friday, the wives came in. They crushed it. They really had their best appearance, I think, ever. We played the Oldly Wed game, which really went well. It was good. Yeah, we tied. It was really good. But yeah, man, you run out of steam there on a Friday too. And but I thought it went well, man. It's been fun. It's been fun. It was fun, but we missed you. And the guy wrote in, he's like, I like the show better when Ben's there. And I'm like, buddy, you're not hurting my feelings. This is why our show's been successful, because it's the three of us, not me, not him, not Paulie. Like it's the ingredients. Like, I tweeted the guy back and I said, yeah, man, like you can eat a peanut butter sandwich and it's okay. Like it's not the best thing ever. You get it down.
You got bread.
It's not
and
gonna kill
peanut
you.
butter.
Yeah.
You got two of the three.
You're fine.
But
And you'll get it. You'll feel full, but you're like, this is a little spread of grape jelly. And Ben said, I think I'm more the peanut butter. I go, yes, 100%. But my point is valid. Before we get started today, one of the perks of this job is you get to meet a lot of people, and we get to meet some listeners and people that become, part of the fabric of your show, and people that you genuinely care for and love, and they're just the kindest people. And I'm talking about one of our tier ones out there, Tyler Ellison. And we had run into him at our SDFC pregame party. And his wife was like, I think she was 14 months pregnant because they were due a while back. And she's like, any day, man. And I go, I think you're supposed to jump up and down while eating like Kung Pao chicken to get this thing out. And I saw over the weekend that the baby was born, and I wrote him congratulations. And he said, yeah, man, in typical Ben and Woods fashion, it was right after 10 a.m. So they waited right after the show ended. It's actually on a Saturday, I think. But
morning, guys.
Right after the show ended, this baby was born, Genevieve Grace Ellison.
Aww.
And so welcome to the planet. Thank you for being you, Tyler. Your dad is just an amazing dude, the kindest guy that you could meet. He's like the definition of what you look for in a friend / radio audience member. He's great.
Congratulations to the Ellisons.
Yes.
Speaking of the breaking news at 10:01.
Yeah, dude.
So that was my last show was Wednesday.
Yeah.
That was the day that the Padres signed Lucas Giolito.
10:01, man.
in the morning.
Now,
10 o'clock.
Now remember, I left about 5 minutes early to get to my plane.
Yes.
And I didn't even have the because your show was over. I didn't hear anything. So I get down to the airport for my 11:30 flight, get through security. I'm not checking my phone at all other than my boarding pass on it. So I have not heard any of this. And I get to the gate, and it's about 11. It's almost time to board, but I make it. No problem. As I walk up, the guy's got his earbuds in, and he looks at me, and he's like, oh, my God. He goes, I'm listening to your show right now on delay because I missed it earlier. He goes, this is amazing. You're going to Vegas, right? I just heard you talking about it. You're going to Vegas. Yeah. He said, I'm going to Vegas too. He said, I'm going to all 3 fish shows at the Sphere.
Oh.
Go.
You should have checked his person, Ben, to see what he had on him. How's your b-hole right now? A little tight? I bet it is. What do you got taped there under your taint there, bud?
And he says, what did you think about the Lucas Giolito signing? And I go, the what?
The what? Amazing.
You are breaking news to me because I have missed all of this.
You got no noties or anything on your phone?
I got nothing. I'm going like, how is this 11 o'clock? This is an hour old.
I'm telling you.
I have no idea that this has happened until a tier 1 in line to board the plane has told me that the Padres signed Lucas Giolito.
We had just sat down to record the promo at like 9:59. I looked, I remember it was 10 o'clock 00 on the dot. My guess, scheduled post, meaning this was in the can. They had it done. And somebody's messing with us, I think.
I mean, I heard about it the night before. I shared it with you guys. And it's like, I'm hearing the same stuff, but of course, you don't want to run with that because you don't want to look like a buffoon when he signs with the Cubs.
Right.
Remember, as I walked out, I said to you, talk about the Lucas Giolito thing again.
Yeah. Talk about the Lucas Giolito thing. I'm like, why don't you go to the airport, dude, and play? So you get to Vegas, and how did the trip go?
Well, it was an amazingly fun tournament as always. But
great shape, I'm assuming.
Of course, was in perfect shape. Good food. Good camaraderie.
Good company, yeah.
I played terrible. I was so bad. I got worse as the week went on.
Tell us every shot.
I'm not going to tell you every shot. I'm going to tell you one shot because
yes.
So we've lost 3 of our first 4 matches, tied the other one. So we're going into the last match. I got up early to go to the range. I am so spun out.
No, dude.
I feel like I've got it locked in. Okay, I'm gonna finish strong. It's probably too late to do anything about it, but I'm gonna finish strong. Been working hard at the range. We tee off. First tee ball, right? I just top it like 15 yards off the tee. And it's like, oh no.
Oh my God.
I have lost it completely.
Just like us.
Us. It's so embarrassing.
There's nothing worse.
Because we're in like one of the better flights.
Of course.
It's all single digit handicaps. It's good players. And I just hit a 15-yard top into the rocks off the tee.
And this is after the range sesh.
Yeah, this is after I've tried to work on everything.
Were you visibly or were you physically nervous?
I wasn't nervous, but after that I was spun out.
You're done.
You're spun out, yeah.
Yeah. So that's like you hit the bull on the first pitch.
Yeah,
and
you're like, we did. I mean, I got it closest to the pin. We got second in the par 3 contest. So it wasn't a complete loss, but we lost 4 of our 5 matches and tied the other one. So we finished dead last in our flight. It was embarrassing. We usually do pretty well in these things. So
you were dead last
in our flight. Six teams. Yeah, we finished last place. Hated that.
And I was wondering.
You asked a good question probably this morning.
Like I haven't been on like a golf trip. I've gone on trips and golfed once while out there, but not like specifically. I'm bringing my club. This is only for a golf trip. When you don't play well, how much does that impact the weekend, the trip as a whole?
For me, a lot. Yeah. I mean, some guys,
I wouldn't care. I'd be
some
like,
guys
whatever.
are just there to, drink a ton and they don't care as much. I don't drink that much. So it's more about, I want to play well because that's what is fun for me.
Right.
And to not play well was frustrating. That I did have one moment that I entertained a guy. I guess word got out after the first day what I did. Oh, sportscaster guy.
Is it because you wore a shirt that says I do radio? Please ask me any questions that you may have. Are you impressed with my vast sports knowledge? Yes.
So we're playing with this good player, Dean, and he owns like a jewelry store or company or something. He goes, "Oh, I heard you're a sportscaster. Can you call my next shot off the tee?"
You're like,
never really done golf, but if you'd like to, I'm happy to do it. So he said, "So you really want?" I said, "You really want me to do like while you're teeing off?" He goes, "Yeah." All right, so
dude,
I pull out, use my wood as a microphone. Take the toss from the tower. All right, thank you, Jim. We're out at the 6th tee. with the Dean Aaron Group. His partner's already in the water on the right side, so a lot of pressure on him to make sure he gets one into the fairway. Steps up to the tee. He's got the driver. Takes a big lash at it. Sends it down the left side. This one's going to be close. Oh, takes a nice bounce into the fairway. That's a jewel from the jeweler here on 6. Let's go back to you in the tower, Jim. They died. They loved it.
He just whipped that up on the fly.
I did. I had like 2 minutes of preparation. I go, all right, here you go.
Jewel from the jeweler. He says, a jewel from the jeweler. You are one in a million. So that is inherently what happened to you is inherently the problem with the sports trip.
Yep.
I've gone to tournaments,
baseball tournaments,
and I've lost. I've gone to tournaments and we've gotten banned. I've gone to tournaments and played so crappily that I thought, what am I doing? I just gave up like 14 runs in 2 games. Like, why do I do this to myself? Why did I just spend $1,000 to come out here to then drive home 6 hours miserable and sore and broke? Why? It's inherently the problem with the sports trip.
It is.
I mean, golf trip can be, if you're just going to just get loaded and play golf, fine. But if you're going to compete in a tournament and you expect to do well, and you're so expecting to do well that you get up to grind extra on the range. My friends and I at our tournament, we found a batting cage to go in and grind on. Like, that's the problem with the sports trip, right? As an adult, you're just like, this is a nightmare.
Yes.
And if it doesn't now, but if it goes well and you hoist the trophy, and that's why you keep coming back.
It's
dude.
the best.
That's
when
why
you play well, then you've gotten both the great trip and the great achievement, the 2-in-1 that cannot be beat.
That's when you're like, okay, I'm going to do this again. But it's funny, man. Vinny in the chat just said, that's the epitome of travel youth sports. Bro, 100%. And I'm telling you, the youth sports scene right now is the funniest thing in my entire planet, right? What I have to do at the doctor's office is pretty funny, and I'll probably have to go back again this week. But the youth sports coaching that I'm doing is you see and hear things that you never thought would happen. Check this one out from the weekend. We just finished last night at 6:30, by the way, on a Sunday. Just finished our 7th game in 9 days for Just Bo's team. Taylor's had games sprinkled in, but 7th game in 9 days. You got to manage pitch counts, catcher counts, all of it. We got through it that stretch 4-3. I'm very proud. We had a huge walk-off on Saturday, one of the most satisfying games I've ever been a part of at any level. It was so beautiful and incredible, and I'm seeing so much cool stuff. But I had to share this story. I love this kid. I'm not going to say his name because he's 8, but I love this kid. He's our neighbor. He's playing third base, and I look out and he keeps jimmying with his pant leg, and I go, "What is he doing?" He's obviously distracted. He's not focused. He's playing third base. These guys can mash. I just said his name. He knows. I told him I was going to tell the story. Luca, be ready. I am ready. I go, what are you doing with your pants? And I look, and there's this big bulge off, like on his quad.
I don't think you're supposed to be looking at that.
And I go, what? I go, what is? I go, oh, it's his cup.
It's dislodged.
His
and
cup
now
has slithered down to mid thigh. So he's trying to jimmy it back up to cover the needed area.
Yes.
And he can't get it. And he's pulling and pulling and scraping and pulling and pulling. I'm like, dude, get it. Get. I'm like, oh God, because you're playing. You need to have that cup in place when you're playing third base against this team we were playing. No joke. Like, I'm not trying to ruin this kid's life. I'm like, fix it, dude. Fix it. He's like, I can't.
Can't you call timeout or something?
So I didn't know what to do. So mercifully, we get out of the inning, and he waddles over because he can barely walk because this thing is down his leg. And I go, dude, what happened? Did you forget your jock strap? He goes, what's a jock strap? And I go, are you wearing sliding shorts? He goes, no. I think he just put it like in his underwear. And so then it's just loose cannabis all around, right? So I'm going, oh my God. So he goes into the bullpen area. He goes, Coach, can you help me? And I go, I don't think so. I don't think I'm legally allowed.
One of your parents
here. I don't know. Mom and dad there.
Mom and dad were not there.
Oh.
Mom and dad were not there. So I go, Legally, I don't think I'm allowed to go into the bullpen with an 8-year-old to shove my hand down his pants. I'm sorry. You're going to have to figure this one out on your own.
Coach, can you help me? No.
And I go,
I can't.
I go, what? I go, he goes, what should I do? I go, unbuckle the belt, unpop, zip down, pull the pants down a little bit. If you have underwear on, you're good. And then let's maneuver it back. Also, go to Dick's and get a jock strap ASAP so that it holds it in place. And dude, I'm sitting, he goes, Coach, I really need your help. I go, I do not want to be arrested. Please, if somebody walked by and there's me holding his pants open, trying to dig in his pants for a cup, that's it, dude. That's the last you guys.
The cup.
It's the cup.
It's the cup.
You take me out in cuffs, and now I have a record, and I'm on some registry, and I'm like,
and I'll go ahead and say it for good reason.
For good reason.
For good reason.
100%. If I walked around the corner and there was some coach with his hand down Taylor's pants trying to get his cup out, I'd be like, it would beat him to death. I would beat him to death with a baseball, but with a $500 baseball bat that looks like a pencil. I would beat him to death. How'd that guy die? Oh, I beat him to death with my son's pencil bat because he had his hand down my son's pants trying to fix his cup, allegedly, but I wasn't waiting to hear his explanation.
Man.
I'm telling you, you see stuff every day that you never imagined you'd see. And I'm telling you, the amount of texts every night on the team thread, so-and-so left their hat. Did anyone grab it? So-and-so left their bat. Did anyone grab it? So-and-so left their glove. Did anyone grab it? It is the funniest stuff you've ever seen in your whole life. And I love it so much. So it was great. It was great. We had such a good weekend. Busy. I mean, busy as can be at the fields, nonstop, but it was great. It was great. I'm really proud of the boys. They played their asses off, man. And then you're starting to see like kids that had scuffled making real good contact and really being confident. And that's what it's all about, man. The wins and losses are whatever they are, but it's the lessons, dude. When we had a walk-off on Saturday and somebody got video, it's on my Instagram. It was one of the best nights ever. To watch these kids jump on each other and celebrate with each other, I was like, that's what I'm talking about.
You sent me that video.
Isn't that cool?
And I thought that this would have been the night you would have missed the game because you were going to be in Mexico.
That's right, dude.
To go.
That's right.
And I thought, it's a bummer that Woods didn't get to go. But then I thought, man,
Wouldn't have traded it, man.
How disappointed would you have been if you had missed that experience and that game? To go to a Padres game. You just can't do everything in life. You got to make some choices, and I think you made the right one.
The funniest thing ever, too, was so before that inning, we're down 3-1. I rally my team, and I bring them in, and I go, hey, listen, this is not a little league thing. This is every level at baseball you are going to play, this is a rule. It's hard, and it's fast. This is a hard and fast rule. No exceptions. When you're down in the 9th inning, and the other team's closer is in, you do not swing until you get a strike, period. We need you on base. Let the umpire, and I'm very clear, make sure the umpire calls a strike before you swing. Once he does, you're free to go. We'll let it rip. Don't swing till he throws you a strike. You guys get it? Yes, coach. All right. First batter comes up, first pitch swings. And I'm like, yeah! Ah! Next batter comes up. I give him the take 3-0. He swings. And my hair's falling out at this point. Then my son strides to the plate with runners on first and second, one out. Gets it to 3-0. I give him the take sign. He looks at me, cocks his head, shakes his head no.
Oh,
backs
he shook you off.
Backs out of the box, takes a deep breath, gets back in the box, and hits an absolute laser 3-0 into the gap to load the bases. Next guy hits triple, we win. After the game, I grabbed him. I go, I know you saw that sign because you shook your head no. I go, you don't blow off my signs.
Well, I mean,
and then I was like, but I'm glad you came through.
If pitchers can shake off their catcher, then why can't batters shake
off their manager? You cannot. Now, again,
can you imagine if Tim Flannery's coaching third and the batter just no, I'm not doing it. Nah. Coincidentally, send me another sign that I like better.
Coincidentally, I finished that game. I go over to Coach Taylor's game. Who's walking down the aisle with his dog? Tim Flannery. came to watch his grandson Jesse play my son Taylor's team. And I told Flan, he started laughing. He goes, Woodsy, that stuff happened all the time. And I go, Flan, what am I supposed to do? And he goes, hey, the end of the day, he came through, didn't he? And I go, yeah, he did. And it was really impressive. And he goes, well, you just live and learn. It was so good. It was so good, man.
Buster Posey, nah. We're not taking.
Coach, I don't want to do what you want me to do. I'm sorry. It was so legendary. And he just looked at me. He gave me the head tilt. Are you sure? No, I'm not going to do it. And then just does his own thing. It's amazing. An amazing, amazing weekend. So it was great. It was so much fun.
It was kind of an amazing, weird weekend for the San Diego Padres in Mexico City. So many fans down there. Yep. I mean, that was incredible. I'm sure there's some tier ones that are in the audience right now who probably just got back from Mexico City.
Yeah, how nice for the Padres, I guess, and sucky if you're the Diamondbacks. Those are home games for the Diamondbacks. So you already lost 2 home games.
Yeah.
And I don't know, by the looks of it, looked like 80% Padres fans. I mean, that's what it sounded like. It was
loud,
on the broadcast.
I mean, my friends that we were supposed to go with said it was an incredible experience. But like you said, I having missed, I would have never traded that for that game on Saturday night.
I was living vicariously through videos from guys like Jake Garriani was down there. Yep. I saw some friends that were down there. Anything that the Padres, I was watching every single video because I couldn't get enough.
It looked incredible, man. Yeah. It really did. It looked incredible. And again, I had many people asking me, Woodsy, you got to use a chip tomorrow. Absolutely not. You played in the Little League field. You know what I mean? I saw it coming as I was watching the game, playing with my baseball cards yesterday before our game. Watching it going, yeah, dude, this is not anywhere close to being over yet.
Yeah, we'll go through the games. I don't know if there's a lot we can take away.
Yeah,
positively or negatively from
the
2 games in Mexico City.
We said last week, I said, I'm throwing out all the pitching. I'm throwing out all the homers. It just doesn't really matter. The thing is, you got in, you had a winning road trip and you got out and you're healthy. That's it. That's the only thing that matters right now.
All right, I will make one caveat. I think there's one thing I'm happy actually about taking away. We can talk about it when we come back. We'll set the menu for the Monday edition of Ben and Woods. All of us back together again, full week. Padres back at home tonight. No off day. I was thinking they're going to be off today, right? Now they've got a home game tonight against the Chicago Cubs. So we've got plenty to talk about. We'll set the menu for you coming up on the Monday edition of Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Yeah, pipes are a little rusty over there. It
Good morning,
like, Benjamin. Well, if you don't want a bunch of junk in your pipes, you need to drink EcoWater. Get the EcoWater SoCal system in your home. I was thinking about it, man. It's pretty much been fueling me the last 9-10 days. All the kids drink it in my home. It is just something that we have to have every single day. It is liquid clarity, is a deep soak for your system. It's the best water that you can possibly drink. It's mineral rich. It's alkaline water. Balances your pH. It fuels your body with filtered luxury. No plastics or anything like that. No poison. Just satisfaction every single time. And they will come out to your home. They will do a free in-home water test for you. And it will not look good when you see what's been coming out of your sink. That's hard water, man. San Diego. So get the Soft Life. They will handle it for you. Couldn't recommend getting the system anymore. Call 760-350-3338, 760-350-3338, or again, go to ecowatersocal.com. Let them know Woodsy sent you. They'll come on out. Professional installation, just brilliant. Didn't make a mess. We have had no issues. 0 issues. How often can you say that in life when you buy something? None whatsoever. Not everything in life should be hard, especially your water. They've been keeping it soft since 1925. It's EcoWater SoCal. He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Ben and Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. We've got our Padres crap up. Hasn't been that many of them this season, especially since the first week or so of a come from ahead loss.
Yes.
Such the opposite of what we've come to get used to in the last couple of weeks, the come from behind wins.
Oh, you mean a 7-1 lead?
Yeah. 7-1 lead.
They finally did what we've been asking them for. Why don't you score some runs early?
Yeah, it makes me nervous.
Not
now.
make us have to stress and sweat out the entire game. When are you going to come back? You're going to pull this one out of the fire again. Finally, I felt like we had a comfortable, all right, I can actually exhale for once. My mistake. It's Mexico City. Anything can happen in games played 7,500 feet of elevation, and they did. We will talk about it coming up. Both games from the weekend, the split with the Arizona Diamondbacks. We will get to Don't Do This in our 7:20 hour. I think that is when we'll address the other big baseball news from the weekend. Woo! The firing of manager Alex Cora and 5 members of his coaching staff by the Boston Red Sox in an early season stunner, even with the Red Sox playing poorly. Felt like it was very early to pull the trigger on a World Series winning manager who generally is considered one of the best in the business at what he does and generally gets more out of his teams than most people expect. slow start for sure. Massive problems. I mean, we'll talk about it coming up in our 7 o'clock hour, but just any initial thoughts on that?
I was floored.
Yeah.
I think like everybody was. And, to see how it kind of played out after that was insane. Craig Breslow and what's the other guy's name? Kennedy. Sam Kennedy. Talking to the media. And, the media asked, so is this a Breslow thing? And Sam Kennedy, his boss, goes, yeah, it was. Just so you know. Yeah, and put it squarely on his back and his shoulders. And I think there's been a disconnect between Cora and Breslow from the get-go. I think that organization has really made a lot of bonehead moves in the last few years, whilst amassing a really solid amount of talent. When you think about some of the guys that they've gotten, the Connolly Earlys, the Peyton Tolleys, the Rafaelas, the Marcelo Mayers, the Roman Anthonys. I mean, it's like one after the other. They've all been misused and mismanaged, in my opinion, for what that counts for, is at least what I've heard and what I've read. They got to figure that out, man. And I guess Alex Cora, my guess is he just overstayed his welcome in Boston. Now, did you hear the players the next day when they won?
Trevor Story in particular.
Dude. And then the stories start coming out of, yeah, they met with us, but we weren't allowed to ask questions. They told us to just shut up and play baseball. You get paid to play baseball, so why don't you guys just do that? That's not an ideal situation. Trevor Story was furious, and I think a lot of the veterans were. And I do get the sense that Alex Cora will find another gig relatively soon, right? If Carlos Mendoza goes in New York, Alex Cora slides right in.
Right. If he wants
that gig.
Yeah.
If he wants that gig. And then he's posting.
He's got time. He's getting paid through next year.
Yeah, they
13
extended
million
him.
less left on his deal. So he's got plenty of time to make a decision, and he will have a job after that whenever he wants it, I'm sure.
Yeah, you'd actually be dumb to take a gig right now, right? Unless you just had to get back in the dugout. You can sit on your ass, play golf.
You wait. Yeah.
Go do, be an analyst.
He's done it before. He's worked for ESPN before. He'll go back.
Somebody will hire him.
Do that for sure. We'll talk about that during Don't Do This. At 7:35, our buddy Craig Elston will join us not only to talk Padres, another SDFC loss, their fifth in a row.
Dude, I don't even want to talk
Saturday night. I mean,
gnarly.
Yeah, Mikey Varas.
He's in the chamber.
He is. You're at the stage now where he's going like, I feel like we're playing better, but we're not getting the results. Yeah. And they have dropped precipitously down the standings. I mean, they're not even in a playoff position anymore. How are they going to get things turned around? We'll talk with Craig about that. But Craig is probably in his own torture chamber today because his San Diego Sockers are playing a winner-take-all, decisive final game 3 of their championship series tonight at Front Wave Arena against the Milwaukee Wave after splitting games on Wednesday and Friday. So it all comes down to 17th championship. All comes down to tonight. All the entire season. I mean, I'm sure he is. He's quite nervous going into this one.
Yeah, those you feel it like in your skin. Pins and needles is a real thing, and I'm sure he's got some of that going on today.
8 o'clock hour, we'll play Take on Woods. Chance to still qualify for those field level seats for the Padres Phillies game on Memorial Day. Dennis Lynn, our Padres Linsider, will join us from the Athletic at 8:35. Other Padres news: Nick Castellanos struggling. Is his time perhaps coming to an end with the San Diego Padres? We did see Sungmoon Song make his debut as a pinch runner over the weekend as the extra player on the roster in Mexico City. And the new owners, nothing officially announced necessarily, but the new owners in Mexico City taking in the game with Padres minority owner Alfred Harpaloo, who owns that stadium down in Mexico City. Certainly seems like things are progressing. They also got to meet with Rob Manfred, the commissioner of baseball, down there as they work to get approval of the sale of the San Diego Padres sometime in the next few weeks.
Yeah, the Gulls lost too. They're out of the playoffs.
They did.
Yeah, it was the Seals won, but it's dicey.
That
it was
we
very
may have
dicey.
to address that in Don't Do This as well. Pretty crazy ending for the Seals who advance in the playoffs, and San Diego Mojo going to the volleyball playoffs as well. They clinched the spot this weekend. The Wave got a come from behind win, their 5th in a row. They're actually our hot soccer team in town. The Kennedy Wesley got a goal, who I got to meet last week. In a 3-2 come from behind win in Denver. So they've been hot as well. Lots going on, but let's start with our Padres crap up with the game yesterday in Mexico City. We'll get to all the highlights with Jesse and Tony coming up right after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com.
Chula Vista in San Diego on the 805 northbound. Traffic gets sluggish at about Plaza Boulevard and stays that way past the 94. Then it's clear to the 8. The 8 westbound. Very slow between the 163 and the 5.
Traffic brought to you by Albertsons, Vons, and Pavilions. It's Cheap Chicken Monday at Vons and Albertsons. Swing by the service deli for tonight's dinner solution. Hot and ready to serve fried, baked, or mango habanero chicken. 8-piece packs are just $5.99 each, with membership where applicable.
It's a shame if they lose.
You got a problem.
How did things play out in yesterday's game?
Supremely stupid.
It's time for the Padres
Crap up.
with Ben and Woods. Brought to you by Hamul Casino Resort. Hey, player, here's something to cheer you up. The rooftop pool's open, day passes are available, and the spa is calling your name. Hamul Casino Resort, the player's place.
We'll give it 16 minutes of salt, and then we'll, get back on the bump and figure it out.
And Campusano hits a pocket up the left field line. That's a fair ball. Going to bounce and roll all the way to the base of the wall. Bogarts has scored. Sheet's going to be held at third. Campusano into second base with another double. This one gives the Padres a 1-0 lead. Swings at the first pitch here. Laces it in the air. Deep to left center field. Way back. Gonna go! Manny Machado. Welcome back to Mexico City. And a pair of home runs in one game in 2023. Now a 2-run shot here this afternoon. And the Padre lead extends. It's 3-0. Machado hits it in the air to deep right. Carroll's at the wall looking up. Gonna go! For the second time, Manny, a 2-homer game in Mexico City. This one a 3-run shot. And it's 6-0. Hernandez swings, hits it on a line to deep left field. Oriano's back to watch this one. Run it come. Oh boy. Young Jose Fernandez continues to impress. His third big league home run. A solo shot to start the fifth inning. And the Diamondbacks are on the board at 6-1. Here's Campusano. First pitch swinging in the air to right center field. That'll chase Thomas back into the gap. Looking up. This one gonna go. Luis Campusano with his third of the year. Solo shot here in the sixth inning. And the Padres get that run right back at 7-1. Vargas swings, sends it in the air, deep down the right field line. Fernando back into the corner at the wall. It's going to go. A home run for Vargas. That will extend the hitting streak to 23 games, and it will give the Diamondbacks their second run of the day at 7-2. And Tawa hits it in the air down the left field line. Laureano to the corner. This one going to go. Snuck it right over the left field wall, and a grand slam for Tim Tawa. This is a one-run game in the bottom of the seventh inning. A line drive that got just over the fence, and it's 7-6 during this inning. First pitch swinging, ground ball to third. Oh, a fair ball beyond Machado's dive. That will at least tie the game. Laureano goes to get it. Carroll's on his way. Laureano's throw to Machado. The relay home, not in time. And Arizona goes ahead. 2-run score on Gurriel's third hit of the year, and for the first time today, the Diamondbacks have a lead. It's 8-7. Hernaccio at the ready. Here's the payoff pitch. Vargas swings, bounces it towards first, overshoots a fair ball down the line. Hernandez has scored. Arenado is on his way. Thomas is behind him. They're all going to score. Vargas on his way to third, sliding in feet first. A bases clearing triple, and it's 11-7. Yeah, Machado swings, hits it hard, and caught on a line by Arenado, diving at third base, and from one to another. After all these years, Arenado and Machado both still get it done. What a play by Arenado to end this game. And the Diamondbacks return the favor. Big comeback win in the late innings. And a final score here today of 12-7 as these two teams split the 2026 Mexico City Series.
Yeah, we just couldn't quite get out of those two big innings that they had, the seventh and the eighth. A lot of ground balls that found holes, a lot of bouncing balls on an infield that's pretty hard. We just couldn't get it done with our pen today.
I feel bad for David Morgan. Obviously, gave up a giant lead in the grand slam. He only threw 10 pitches.
Jeez.
Gave up 4 runs. He only threw
4 hits, 4 runs,
10 pitches in that entire inning.
That's hard to do.
That is very difficult to do.
What the hell happened on that play up the middle with Xander and Jake?
That hurt him as well. That should have been a force at second, or at least an out at first base.
Yeah.
I've noticed now the Padres, again, the reason why we're not taking a lot of big sweeping conclusions from yesterday's game or the game before is that it's so hard to say what's for real in those games in Mexico City. Certainly not going to say Padres need to clean things up defensively. They had just went through a 2-week stretch where they didn't commit a single error.
Yeah.
And when they have made defensive mistakes, occasionally it's because two guys are too aggressive both going for it. And I think Xander just got too aggressive on that one, or Jake got too aggressive, one or the other, and cut off the other, and they just got in bad position. You can say, communication's key there, but you also don't want the ball to get by you. You don't want both of the guys to not go for it, and it just hops into center field. So someone has to get the ball. They just ended up in a bad position, didn't get an out, and that certainly extended what turned out to be the critical 6-run inning there for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah, you said it this morning when you walked in, I think. Michael King deserved better than that, and he did.
He's the one thing that I think you can sort of say, given the tough circumstances, he threw perhaps his best start of the season.
I don't think there's any question.
8 strikeouts, the ball was moving, was getting a lot of swing and miss, gave up the 2 solo home runs, but those you can kind of throw out the window a bit. Michael King was excellent for his 6 innings. The only thing he hasn't been in his last 2 starts is that efficient, another 106 pitches in 6 innings.
Yep.
Not the worst. Last start was 5 innings, 105 pitches. Like to see him go even deeper into games. But normally if your bullpen's rested and you've got a lead, you're not going to worry about it with Adrian Morejon, Jason Adam, and Mason Miller down there. I don't think Craig Stammen made a mistake not going to his high leverage relievers 2 games in a row with a 5-6 lead. That is the perfect spot for guys like David Morgan and Bradley Rodriguez, who have proven to be pretty reliable this season.
Just didn't get the job done.
But again, it's Mexico City. David Morgan barely had a chance to get warmed up before his 10 pitches. He was out, and his 4 runs and scored. That Tim Tower grand slam, I mean, that's a Mexico City home run right there. Not going to go out anywhere else, I'm sure. But give the Diamondbacks credit for doing what the Padres have done so well, not giving up, fighting back, and finding a way to earn a split of that 2-game series.
Yeah, I kind of had that feeling myself of like, man, we've been on the other end of this stick so many times this year. It was high time something like that happened to the San Diego Padres. But again, if you can, Jordan in the chat is flipping out. He says it's unacceptable, 11 unanswered runs. No, it's acceptable because you're going to be watching tonight, so you're going to accept it. Knowing full well they're pitching on the moon, right? At a little league ballpark.
On AstroTurf.
On AstroTurf, where, a ball is like 170 miles an hour skipping off that thing. It's pretty bananas.
I still can't believe that base clearing triple that bounced, that he chopped right in front of the plate.
Yeah.
And it spun off that turf. It took a weird hop. It went right over first base. And you go, the cameras were not great in Mexico City on the broadcast. They were always like a little bit late on the plays.
It's the understatement of the year.
I'm trying to be nice.
Somebody tweeted, have they ever watched baseball? Because it was all over the place.
It was all over the place. But
it's like if they let me do it.
I feel like that was on memory. That was one of those plays where I'm like, wait, what the hell happened in the corner? How is this a triple? What happened? It barely went over the first baseman's head.
If it was even fair, I thought that was an interesting call. The ball, it bounced foul like 4 feet.
Well, every
replay
did
that really
angle,
go over the bag.
Didn't everybody think that Corbin Carroll hit an absolute
by the cameras, it was deep into left center. I have no idea where the actual ball went because no one ever saw it. It just disappeared.
Where
he hit
did
a ball
it go?
and just disappeared.
Where did it go?
No one in the stands was even looking around like left, right, anywhere. Like, did anyone see a baseball around here? No idea.
I don't know. And again, like there was no ABS. They didn't have technology Like I loved it. It was great. They had such a great time, but
it felt like exhibition games.
I'm glad to get out of there with a 1-1. I mean, I really am. And no one hurt. Like nobody seared their feet on the hot turf or anything like that. Like we got out of there, man. There was nothing really weird other than blowing a big lead with a really good bullpen. Everybody's going to have an off day. You got out. You 1-1. You won 1. They won 1.
Yeah.
Call it a day. Get on home to some home cooking.
I didn't know until the broadcast on Saturday, I guess, early in the broadcast when they said because of the lack of technology in the stadium currently, neither team can do an ABS challenge. And after 3 weeks of having it, I almost flipped out. I was like, are you kidding me?
It's like taking your toy away from you. You're like, are you joking? Now, I think a couple calls would have gone against us pretty in the first game.
Sure.
But hey, man, you take your chances with it because you really enjoy. Like B says, I'm glad it's over. 100%. I'm glad it's over. You're going to have to go back to Coors at some point this year. That's going to be weird enough. But I love that they did it. I love that Manny was able to juice a couple over the fence.
I don't think that means Manny Machado is now
back,
locked in and hot.
I hope so.
It's a different game when you come back to Petco Park tonight. I do think
You're feeling better, though.
It will help looking at the numbers go, okay,
yeah, you
there's
feel
2
better.
more homers, there's 5 more runs batted in. You won't feel the crushing weight of the one in front of your average like he probably has been. So in that sense, that's good. But yeah, you can't say, oh yeah, he hit a couple home runs in Mexico City. He's now locked in.
Yeah.
It's going to be a completely different game against the Cubs the next three days here at Petco
Well,
Park.
it should be a good one, man. And we'll preview kind of the series later. But just to speak on it right now, I mean, the Cubs have lost 2 straight after winning, 10 in a row or something. Their Padres
lost 2 to the Dodgers.
Lost to the Dodgers, yeah. But they're a hot team. We're a hot team. This should be a really good, nice rematch from the playoffs last year. We got a little payback to get from them. That'd be fantastic, and keep their stars at bay. And hopefully, it's time for our stars to break out a little bit because again, I was thinking about this yesterday, Benny and Paulie, both of you guys. I'm looking at the record. What's the record now? 18 and 9.
Yeah.
Okay, they're one of like 3 or 4
They've
teams.
won 2 out of every 3 games. I think they are currently 3rd best record in baseball by half a game behind the Dodgers.
And you'll notice if you follow me on Twitter or whatever, I'm not making any grand proclamations this year about Craig Stammen is the best manager of all time. I'm also not making any grand proclamations that Craig Stammen doesn't have any idea what he's doing, because the way I look at it is this. They're 18 and 9. They're one of like 4 teams without double-digit losses right now. Pretty good. They're in good company. And I thought to myself, they're getting it done whilst Fernando Tatis Jr. is dying, while Cronenworth is dying, while Manny is dying, while Jackson Merrill is dying. And I'm like, they're winning. So
top 3 pitchers
gone. You're winning in spite of that. Craig Stammen might be a pretty good manager. Might be, right? And again, Craig Stammen, this team could wake up today and they could go on a 10-game losing streak. We've seen it happen. We've seen it happen to high payroll teams. We've seen teams like the Phillies get off to terrible, terrible starts. They have 9 wins. We have 9 losses. They only have 9 wins. They are not in double digits yet. The Mets have 9 wins. The Red Sox are firing 5 people at a time. And I look and I go, I think he deserves some credit getting these wins while his superstars are not performing at all. I think that he's done a good job of keeping the steady Eddie clubhouse, and I like that. I think he gets credit for it.
I do feel a little nervous in terms of, can you sustain these kind of wins, the comebacks that you've been doing? And the answer long-term is probably no. But I also feel encouraged, as you said. They're not getting a ton of production out of guys you would expect production from. I don't know what is going on with Jake right now. I thought he was primed to have a really good season. I saw him in spring training. He looked
great,
locked in and ready to go as I've seen, and he has just gotten off to a miserable start this year. Don't know if they need to, we saw Sung-Moon Song a little bit. You bring him up and, get him at second base a little bit and give Jake some time off. I don't know what the answer is there. You have had some good surprises. Luis Camposano is undoubtedly
been incredible.
One of the most pleasant surprises of the season so far. The faith in him that Craig Stammen and AJ Preller showed that Mike Schilt did not has been rewarded with a guy who actually looks like a threat up there every single time he steps to the plate. Had another good game yesterday.
Ty France hitting two pops the day before. It's just incredible, man. Guys getting an opportunity, kind of clinging on to it. Of course this team has question marks, big ones. And, as far as giving Jake a day here or there, he probably needs it. But Sung-Moon Song, that's probably his backup. Mm-hmm. He also hits from the left side, so it doesn't really help you tonight against Matthew Boyd. But you could,
Tatis at second base tonight.
Tatis at second base again.
What are we going to see? It'll be interesting to see how Craig Stammen works the lineup for the game tonight against the Cubs. Big one. You got Randy Vasquez on the mound. You want to get that series opener here today. 100%. It's your best matchup, probably. Boyd has struggled a little bit. Good pitcher, but struggled a little bit. We'll talk about it more, including with Craig Elston and Dennis Lynn. All guests on Ben and Woods appear on the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It is better. We will also go through Saturday's win. A nice come from behind, the 5th 4-run come from behind win for the Padres this season. Talk about Nick Castellanos as well as his time drawing to a close with the Padres. All ahead with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan. We'll be right back. Hour number 2 of Bennett Woods, broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. Before we talk about Saturday night's win, quick update. Lucas Giolito made his first start for Single A Lake Elsinore as he builds up. He's got 25 days before they need to add him to the big league roster after signing him last week. Took a comebacker off his throwing hand, unfortunately.
Yeah, not ideal.
Came out of the game early, but was examined by team doctors yesterday at Petco Park, and the Padres do believe he'll be fine, according to Kevin Acee in his newsletter this morning.
He said it too.
He did
said,
after the game.
I'm fine.
Sometimes you have to wait a day
well.
or so. Yeah, he looked good up to that point, I believe, against single A opponents.
Yeah.
He had said before he signed, he had been working out and throwing and extending himself and facing live batters so he could be ready fairly quickly when he did finally agree to a contract. So hopefully not too much of a setback. I'm sure they would have liked to have seen him throw a few more pitches in that game other than the comebacker, but I would expect he'll get another start in Lake Elsinore later this week. And, within the next couple of weeks, could be joining the San Diego Padres pitching rotation. And
Good.
With Griffin Canning also on his way back, it gives the Padres some starting pitching depth that we weren't sure they were going to be able to find so far this season. And again, nothing against the guys who have held the fort down so far in German Marquez and Walker Buehler, as the Padres just continue to win the games that those guys start, including on Saturday in Mexico City when German Marquez, I thought, turned in one of his guttiest performances that we've seen.
I don't think there's any question. He had a bad 5 minutes. He had a bad 5 minutes. I mean, really.
Got the first 5 outs, then in the second inning, boom, 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 boom. 2-out rally, gives up 4 runs.
It kind of hit me when I looked at the box score after the game, because I was watching the whole time and I remembered that 5-6 minute stretch where it was not going very well. And then you looked at the box score, you're happy after a dub, and I go, a pretty good outing.
Damn good outing.
You'll take that.
Take it every single time. Right. And offense came back, firing but yeah, like he made a couple of bad pitches. He got burned a little bit. But he hung in. Didn't have to go to the bullpen early. It's a really nice non-panic situation by our non-panicking manager. Realizing too, these games are insane. I don't want to start bringing guys in here in the third inning, right? Because we have another game tomorrow here on the moon as well. And I thought it was brilliantly managed. I thought it was brilliantly executed after that rough 5 minute stretch.
Second time in the past week that Craig Stammen has shown faith in a struggling starter. Did it with Matt Waldron when he was starting as well. Got 5 innings out of him in that start, which is valuable
massively
even
valuable.
when you're losing. If you can get more out of your starting pitcher, it's valuable. Doubly so on Saturday when your starting pitcher keeps you in the game and then gives you a chance to come back and win, which the Padres did. Now, it was Saturday night, the Padres were the beneficiary of a comebacker to the mound. Freddie Fermin's line drive off what looked like to the shoulder of Zach Gallen forced him out of the game after 3 innings. Zach Gallen was looking pretty good, very, very good pitcher, and getting him out of the game in favor of Brandon Pfaadt, who usually gives the Padres trouble and did for a while, but eventually they started getting him to him later in the game and were able to put together that rally, 4-run rally in the top of the 7th inning with Gavin Sheets coming through again. He's had so many clutch moments this season. The legend of Gavin Sheets continues to grow and take advantage of an error. Jake gets hit by a pitch, and then you get sacrifice flies by Freddie Fermin and Ramon Laureano, which is just good baseball in Mexico City. That ball's going to carry. You just drive the runs in. And, of course, Ty France with a 2-homer game, making some very interesting decisions coming up for the San Diego Padres as they get healthier, as Seung-Won Song, pushes knocks on the door of becoming a full-time big leaguer.
So how does it work with him? Because he was added as the 27th man for just this series.
He goes back to AAA today, unless the Padres decide to do something else.
And it would be something fairly dramatic. Somebody would either be, IL'd, at this point, probably phantom IL, Nick Castellanos out of a job, or Bryce Johnson sent back down to the minors.
And that's that's kind of the scuttlebutt, reading Kevin Acee the last couple of days, hinting at the fact that Nick Castellanos may be nearing the end of his short tenure with the San Diego Padres. He's won for his last 25 at the plate.
Did he get 0 ABs this weekend?
He's only started 2 of the last 8. I don't think he played at all the last 2 days. Tonight will be telling. If they don't make a move before the game, but he's not in the line. I mean, you'd think this would be a game he'd have to be in a lineup against a left-hander.
100%.
With Matthew Boyd on the mound.
Maybe playing right field.
It may be like a last shot, though. Like, you need to show us something.
He hasn't appeared in a game since last Wednesday. He got an AB last Tuesday. And then got to start the last Friday, the 17th.
And while I know there is more offense that we have not seen from Nick Castellanos, and if they're patient, they're going to get some. We saw some good at-bats early in the season where he got a little unlucky, hit some hard ones, had a home run robbed. Hasn't been as good lately, but defensively, no matter where you put him, outfield, first base, Padres just have better options. Ty France is a legitimately good first baseman. I know gold gloves don't always tell the story, but he's looked very good when he's out there. Gavin Sheets, at least on the picking side of first base, I think has done a really nice job of taking in throws. Doesn't always get to the ground balls to his left and right quite as well as Ty France, but picking-wise, he's done very well. Nick Castellanos, you're asking him to play a position he's never played before. Even if he can, at some point be competent enough, he needs to be hitting a ton to justify him being in the lineup, and he's just not hitting at all right now, which makes you wonder, is Nick Castellanos going to be on the team for much longer?
Yeah, Jace Bowen continues to absolutely torch it right now. I think he's got 7 home runs, something like that. I mean, look, there's guys that are making a play, making a push. Sung Moon Song is a guy you spend a little bit of money on. Want to see what he can bring to the table, plays multiple positions. I don't know. I really don't know what you do. It's kind of a tough decision. Crony is a guy, I think he looks kind of lost at the dish right now. He had a real opportunity yesterday to come through.
Tying run there in the top of the 8th inning after the Diamondbacks had just rallied. You could have kind of changed the momentum of the game around there with 2 outs. Yeah,
it's our guy, man. I feel bad. I feel terrible for him. I mean, I was looking up his Savant page, and it's pretty tough. It's pretty tough to see right now. Okay, look, if there's any bright side, doesn't chase a ton, walks a lot. That's really about it. And good fielding. Outs above average is good. And he runs very well, according to this metric right here. But other than that, man, lost at the dish right now offensively, and that's tough. And I realize he's, usually hitting 9 for you, but he's hit leadoff a few times this year. But he's a guy that, obviously we're pulling for and rooting for. But at this point, man, you got to start considering maybe some other options.
Meanwhile, on Saturday, Bullpen came through that day with Adrian Morejon throwing just gas in Mexico City. And you could say, well, is the radar gun correct? Because they didn't have all the other technology, but I didn't notice any outlier. It wasn't like Mason Miller was throwing 107 or something.
Right.
So I would assume that Adrian Morejon's 101 and what he was gunning it up for was fairly real. Jason Adam got through the 8th inning perfectly, and then Mason Miller officially breaking Clay Meredith's scoreless inning franchise record, getting to 34 2/3 with his scoreless inning on Saturday. Got a little social video from Clay Meredith and his kid from Virginia congratulating Mason Miller on the achievement. And now Mason Miller can go back to just being completely anonymous. No, I'm sorry,
only
Mason.
25-ish more innings till he passes, I think,
Oral Hershiser is the all-time. The all-time reliever record, I think I saw it. He's only like 6 more innings away from that.
Yeah.
So that's certainly within sight, and it's only going to increase. As long as you're on a scoreless inning streak that's over 30 innings, I'm sorry, Mason, it's not as though the attention is going to simply melt away now that you've broken the record. Every single start or every single appearance is going to be met with more national attention as you go forward, and he's just going to have to deal with that because he's been pitching so well.
Purple asks, was Clay Meredith's son a hostage in that video? Because he literally just...
All kids are hostages in any video that involves their parents.
It looked like AJ Hawk on the Pat McAfee show. That's his name, AJ Hawk?
Yeah.
On the Pat McAfee show, who just... What a gig. Probably makes a good living. It's a very popular show.
Yeah.
Pat apparently takes care of all of his employees. I mean, I just need you to sit there.
Blink if you need help, Carlos says.
I just need you to. So wait, you don't want me to like say anything? No, I just want you to sit there.
Come on here. We're gonna do a video. You just stand right here. I mean, I can see how that's a dad
played in
move.
the NFL, right? Like had a pretty solid career.
Yeah, very, very solid.
Like, yeah,
career,
I know.
But just don't.
I'll handle football. You just sit there.
You sit and don't speak.
Whatever you do, try not to move even an inch.
I'll find myself because I was be at the gym on the treadmill.
It's always on, yeah,
and it's always on. And I would find myself getting locked in on AJ Hawk's face and not being able to look away. And I'm like, it's been 12 minutes, dude. You haven't said. That. I'm looking at the time
like, I have
on my
no
treadmill.
idea what you're even talking about.
None.
I haven't heard a single thing.
But I'm watching you, and it's been 12 minutes because my treadmill says so. And you have not opened your mouth one time to speak. I mean, either that, maybe that's the greatest co-host of all time. Maybe that's exactly what you're looking for.
That's the gig.
I just want to come in and talk all day. I just need you to listen to me. I don't think it would work well for either of us.
Some hosts do need someone to talk to physically. They can't
physically, right?
You can imagine the audience, but sometimes you need to see some sort of audience to host, and that perhaps is AJ Hawk's role. And maybe that was Clay Meredith's kid's role.
Could he, if he called in sick, couldn't they just put a picture of him up?
Cardboard cut out from like the pandemic?
No, just a real grab, just a screen grab of a
what
video.
You could do is you could just take like a 3-second clip of him just standing there and then just loop it.
We call those bobbleheads in the business when, at the start of the show, you see all the reporters in the boxes. We've got team coverage from Oceanside, San Marcos, and Vista, and you see the reporters' heads. It's too complicated to go to that many live shots at once.
Right.
So right before the show, they say we need a bobblehead, and you just stand in front of the camera and you kind of
bob your head.
You sort of nod like someone's talking to you and you're listening to them, and you just kind of
You just,
yep. Yep. Oh yeah. Like
sure.
And you just kind of do that, and they hit record back at the station, and then just play it back in the boxes when they do that. That's called a bobblehead in the business. And perhaps AJ Hawk is just a bobblehead in all these years. He recorded one a few years ago, maybe a couple different outfits, and he just kind of just sits there quietly and just bobs his head.
He works 30 minutes a year. They just film like 10 different bobblehead cuts of him.
Different change your t-shirt.
All right, put on this sweatshirt. Yep. Now let's try this hat and this shirt combo.
Perfect.
All right, thanks. We'll see you next year.
Absolutely perfect. What a gig.
We'll have more Padres talk coming up. Craig Elston, host of the Padres Hot Tub podcast, and Dennis Lynn going to be joining us. But I want to make sure we have plenty of time to talk about both the Red Sox firing of Alex Cora and maybe the most unintentionally funny and awkward moment that came out of that firing of all the coaches with the Red Sox, plus the incredible controversy at the end of a Seals playoff win.
Unreal.
That happened over the weekend. They're moving on, but not without some controversy. We'll get to all of that and Don't Do This coming up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, a lot of people think retirement planning is just about numbers, but it's not just math. It's lifestyle, timing, healthcare, peace of mind, and more. That's why Trajan Wealth takes a different approach. TRAJANwealth.com. Their fiduciary advisors build retirement strategies based on realistic options that align with your goals and circumstances, not generic formulas. Whether retirement is decades away or right around the corner, having that clear plan can make all the difference. Trajan Wealth offices right here, Liberty Station, Carlsbad, and Del Mar. So if you've been wondering whether your plan truly fits your life, it is time for a second look. Call 619-367-0207. Again, 619-367-0207. Also, explore your options at TRAJANwealth.com. That's TRAJANwealth.com. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter. Dream bigger. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC. SEC registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Actual client, paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Well done.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Don't Do This, brought to you by Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers, helping San Diego homeowners and contractors fix it, build it, and
enjoy it.
Well, I'm sure that you enjoyed the San Diego Seals advancing in the playoffs after getting knocked out the last couple of years. Sudden death, come from behind, overtime victory on the road.
They were down like 12-7.
Saturday night. Yeah, they fought back to tie it up at 12. And then less than a minute into overtime, the game-winning goal from Trey LeClaire,
my guy,
who was their leading scorer all season long. It seems like a do this.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. Seals advancing. They'll play a best-of-3 semifinal series against the Toronto Rock beginning on the road on Friday and then home at Pechanga Arena on Sunday afternoon in Game 2 of that series. So head on down, support your San Diego Seals. But why is this in Don't Do This? Well, the day after the game, the National Lacrosse League sent out an email saying that the overtime game-winning goal by Trey LeClaire against the Colorado Mammoth should not have counted. Should have been disallowed after a league review. Quote, the league concluded that LeClaire violated rules 67.3, 67, and 17.81 by being the first player to receive a pass after exiting the crease. As such, the goal should have been disallowed and possession awarded to Colorado.
They reviewed it.
As part of the league's standard accountability process, the on-floor officials from this game will not be assigned further games during the playoffs. Maybe they would have won. Maybe they would have lost. But that goal should not have been the game winner. I'd imagine if you're a Colorado Mammoth fan,
you're sick.
You are
player,
irate.
Coach.
Yeah, the whole season is over because the referees did not enforce the rules properly.
Do you not want to know? Would you rather just that statement had never come out? Like you reviewed it. Well, we played the game.
Yeah.
They reviewed it. They allowed the goal. That's it.
So, like, you sent that over, and when I was reading it, I think Ben was the same way. Like, we both were reading that, waiting for them to be like, and so, therefore, the goal doesn't count. The match ends a draw or, whatever.
Then we'll come back and replay overtime.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what
I was waiting for that, and it never happened.
We're just not going to let these guys ref playoff games anymore.
I think, then what's the point of even putting that message?
I think if you're the Colorado Mammoth, you want it to be known that you got you got jobbed,
Yeah.
and you should have had a chance to win. Doesn't make it any easier to take, but you can at least point and go, hey, we weren't beaten fair and square.
Yep.
And that happens in sports, and you can't go back and replay it once the call has already been made.
It's tough. Man.
But Seals have had some bad luck the last couple of years. Playoffs, tough losses, close losses. I'm sure some calls have gone against them as well. This time they get one and they advance 2 series away from winning that first championship. Now, again, Friday on the road in Toronto and then Sunday at home at Pechanga Arena in Game 2 of the best-of-3 series.
Well, obviously everybody saw the news of the weekend of the Boston Massacre. It was crazy. They called it the Red Sox wedding, like Red Wedding from Game of Thrones. That's what it was. And again, yeah, man, they're struggling this season. I think they're 10-17 right now. And Craig Breslow has been there a couple of years, and it's not gone great for Craig Breslow. He is often characterized as an analytics-only robot. And it's weird because
it's funny he's a former
player.
I know.
He played the game. He, of all people, should have a feel for a clubhouse, a feel for how to run things. And it just hasn't worked yet. They did make the playoffs last year. They got beat by the Yankees 2-1 in that series. But, man, think about some of the things that have happened under his watch, Benjamin. The Rafael Devers situation was completely butchered by Craig Breslow. They traded James Tibbs away to the Dodgers for nothing. They traded, or that one, I think he went to it went Giants, Red Sox to the Dodgers. I mean, he has
Kyle Harrison has started to pitch really well for the Brewers.
That's right. Alex Bregman, he let him walk out the door, right? Replaced him with Caleb Durbin, who didn't get a hit for like his first 36 ABs or something.
Signed Ranger Suarez, who has not been good so far.
See, I would have done that too. Ranger.
It made sense, but it hasn't worked out.
It has not worked out. And so Craig Breslow wanted everybody to know, this is my team, and I'm going to do things my way. So he fired Alex Cora, manager. Pete Fatsi, who was a hitting coach. Game planning coordinator and former captain of the Boston Red Sox, Jason Varitek. Ramon Vasquez as well. And essentially what they said was
half the staff.
Like half the staff. And you had guys in there that were furious. Trevor Story made some comments. Connolly early after they won the next day, he goes, yeah, we played the way Alex would have wanted us to play. And I was like, oh my God. Garrett Whitlock said that they called a big meeting. And Breslow and Sam Kennedy, the CEO, get up there and they're talking. And they said, look, no questions. Don't ask questions. You are here to play baseball. We pay you very well to play baseball. Just go out and play baseball. And let the chips fall where they may. But, it's Craig Breslow's team. He has, right now he has 6 outfielders vying for playing time. 6. Could have traded Jarren Duran. Padres probably would have given up a ton for him last year. They said now Duran's just an albatross around their neck. 6 outfielders dying for playing time. Roman Anthony, you're asking a 21-year-old kid to be the leader of this team when you had Alex Bregman here last year. Imagine Roman Anthony under Alex Bregman's tutelage. Train wreck. Complete and total train wreck. And now, though, the buck truly stops with Craig Breslow. Like he's now made it clear the old regime is out. The new regime has fully taken over.
It's not a perfect comparison because Breslow's been around now for a couple of years and they extended Cora, but it always felt like there was a bit of a tenuous relationship. Cora was not Breslow's guy.
Nope.
Does a president of baseball operations deserve to have a manager that they feel like is their guy? When A.J. Preller first got here, Bud Black was the manager. He inherited Bud Black, kept Bud Black around for the first couple of months of that first season. And when things weren't going well, and not nearly as bad, remember, as the Red Sox, Padres like a game under 500 when he fired Bud Black and moved on to, the eventual string of managers that he has chosen since then. Are you entitled to have your guy in as a manager? Even if you have a good, like Alex Cora, everyone says, really good manager, players like him, but he wasn't Craig Breslow's guy, and they didn't seem to really be on the same page.
I look at it as if I was taking over as the president of baseball ops, and I had an Alex Cora in there, you know what? The way that I'm wired is this. Good. It's something I don't have to worry about. That's it. Not, I got to make sure I get my stamp on this thing. I think it would, for me at least, have been, oh, good, Alex Cora is here. And these guys really like playing for him, from what I gather. But I don't know, man. It was a shocking thing. Not something you see a lot. Definitely a don't do this.
What it does is it now puts Craig Breslow on the clock.
That's it. He is
he'll get to hire a full-time replacement, but if it doesn't go well, then you go, okay, whose fault is this really? And it goes back to Craig Breslow.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that works out moving forward. All right, finally, a quick do this.
DD mega doo-doo.
Since I was playing golf this weekend, I'll go with a golf do this. Matt Fitzpatrick, hottest golfer on the planet right now, didn't win the Masters, but has won 3 of his last 4 tournaments. This one came with a little extra benefit, though. So this weekend's PGA Tour event was the Zurich Classic in New Orleans. I just started.
I'm kidding.
It's the only team you have a partner and you play best ball and alternate shot. So Matt Fitzpatrick brought his brother, Alex, who is a good golfer, but not on the PGA Tour. He's played on the World Tour, DP World Tour in Europe.
He's not like just some scrub.
He's not just
plays
nothing
for fun.
But he's never qualified.
He brought Paul or Woods.
He's never qualified for the PGA Tour before. But he got to play with his brother, and they played well enough, came down to the last hole, got into the bunker. They were tied for the lead. Matt Fitzpatrick hits a beautiful bunker shot right to about 3 feet, and then his brother makes the putt to win by 1. And with that win, Alex now gets to be on the PGA Tour for 2.5 years. He gets his tour card.
What?
So hot brother invites his younger bro to play and now gets him onto the PGA Tour thanks to the win. That's a pretty good bro move.
That's like Happy Gilmore. You win this tournament, you're on the pro tour.
That's
exactly what happened. That's holy cow. That's amazing.
It's pretty amazing, actually.
That is really cool. Very cool.
And that is don't and do this for a Monday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
Speaking of winning for a championship, Craig San Diego Sockers playing for the title tonight at Front Wave Arena. Craig Elston, voice of the Sockers, host of the Padres Hot Tub and Chromaniacs podcast. We'll talk everything baseball, soccer with us coming up next. Stick around. More Ben and Woods on the way on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
That is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Padres host the Chicago Cubs and Chicago White Sox, the Chi-Town Showdown. They're billing it as this week.
Okay.
As, both teams come. And then, of course, when the Padres return to Wrigley Field later this summer,
We'll be there.
we will be there.
Oh my God! Just belly full of hot dogs and beef sandwiches.
I've got to say, I'm pretty excited for the trip.
And God knows what else. Oh my!
Pretty
God.
excited for the trip.
Cannot
And
wait.
all the tier ones who have signed up, we are very, very looking forward to being there.
Oh, very much so.
But first, Cubs in town. We will talk Padres. We will talk SDFC. And we will talk soccer's championship game tonight with Craig Elston. He's standing by. That'll come right after traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com.
Slow traffic on the 8 westbound from College Avenue to the 805. The 805 northbound is sluggish with slow spots approaching the 54 to the 8. The 5 northbound slow and stretches between the 54 and the 163.
And joining us right now on the SDCCU fan hotline, it's not Big Bank Banking. It is better. He's getting ready to call a decisive Game 3 winner-take-all championship tonight at Front Wave Arena.
Oh my God!
Nervous, Craig Elston, about tonight's matchup? 17th championship on the line.
I mean, absolutely.
Would you rather watch the game and not have to call it, or is calling it easier for you than watching?
Definitely calling it is easier.
Okay. Agreed.
Because I'm just from the standpoint of this is what I do. This is the job I've trained for my whole life. And having that control allows me to scream in a way that is professional and accepted.
Yes, very much so.
As opposed to what I do in the living room watching which is not considered as accepted by the family unit. So, it's definitely easier for me because at least I have an outlet for my emotion.
So, Craig, give us a quick recap of the first two games. Each team won on the other team's home floor. And Woods just showed me the video of what happened after the game on Wednesday. Some ugliness in Milwaukee. What's going on here?
Yeah, so I kind of feel like Friday's result was mostly set at the very end of Wednesday night's match one. The Sockers played, I think, arguably their best game of the year. Going into Milwaukee, winning 5-4, they played a really complete team defensive game. In the very, and I'm not even kidding, like the last second of the game, as the Sockers had dribbled out the clock in the last 30 seconds, our captain, Cesar Cerda, was at midfield, not involved in the play, and one of Milwaukee's players, Tony Walls, ran through the back of him intentionally to try and just hit the captain. And as Cesar fell, because he's extremely athletic and determined, he kind of did like a ninja spin in midair as he was falling, and he kicked the dude Walls, and where his foot landed was in between the legs. It certainly wasn't an actual groin kick because the man stood there and just kind of pointed at it. So clearly he kicked cloth instead of skin. But nonetheless, that started everybody being, doing the classic hold me back, big group of people, push, jostle. And that got the Milwaukee fans riled up. And here's where I'll defend our boys just a little bit. The team was asked to get off the floor, and they did. And as they got into the tunnel, there was no security there. There was a bike rack barricade and an open bar. Basically, that was what was in between the players and their locker room. And people started throwing full beer cans at them. They, throwing really dangerous projectiles at members of the Sockers. The league is investigating and has said they've identified like 7 fans that are going to be banned for a year from going to Milwaukee games, but didn't help us because a couple of the guys, after getting hit, picked up what was hit at them and threw it back, and they got suspended for the match 2 as a result. So we were without our captain and 3 other players for match 2 and dropped it. One of those players won't be back, but the other 3 will be, including Cesar Cerda for tonight's game. So it should be a very even contest, as Friday's was. It was very close. 7-2 sounds like a blowout game, but they got 3 empty net goals in the last minute. So it's gonna be wild, guys. I looked this up yesterday. The Sockers have played 14 games at home this year. They have been tied in the fourth quarter in 11 of the 14. They have been trailing in the fourth quarter in 9 of the 14 games. So, like all year, San Diego has played close, dangerous soccer at home, and they've pulled out more than they've let go. But I am very much steeling myself for something akin to 4-3 wave, start of the fourth, and here we go.
Whew. Just it's not for the weak, the faint of heart. Craig, certainly wish you the very best of luck tonight, my friend. SDFC, another really, really rough one, man. 5 straight losses for Mikey Varas and the fellas. And what is your sense right now? Because 5 straight losses, I know it's a long season, right? But in baseball terms, what would this look like? It would be a pretty rough stretch.
Yeah.
And
it'd be almost Metsian. Yeah.
Yeah. Metsian. Or Phillian as well. I mean, it's really, really rough. They are careening at this point.
Yeah. And Mikey Varas is left to do like you hear losing managers on losing streaks go, oh, well, the bullpen pitched well today. Or
yes.
I thought we took better at bats.
Great ABs today.
Yeah. And he said it again, after Saturday night, like, well, no, this was a step in the right direction. Okay, but what you're getting is kind of a critical mass now of the disconnected nature of the offense combined with the error-prone nature of the build out of the back. SDFC has been tagged by the rest of the league. They've figured out their patterns. They've figured out that SDFC is going to very stubbornly play the ball 1 pass at a time out of the back instead of sending it up the field. And they wait to intercept a pass. And, it was a real shame in that the goal allowed Yepe Tverskov, who's your captain, who's normally the most sure-footed guy on the whole team, a little bit lax on one pass. He gets, picked off from behind, and that leads to Portland's first goal. You get one back, and then the end of the game was just kind of a nightmare. The rookie keeper, Duran Ferree, kept going on safari, running out of his net. One time he got lucky, another time he didn't. And you wind up dropping that game 2-1. There's been a lot of injuries in the back. You're teaching a 19-year-old keeper to be your regular everyday starter. And one thing I said on Chromaniacs that I'll say here too is I would really like, if we're going to stick with Duran, for Mikey Varas to make clear that this is a developmental move by SDFC, because they're still saying the things that they've said all along, like every game matters. No one wants to win more than us. Anyone who is marginal can be replaced in the lineup. Duran's been pretty marginal the last 3-4 games. There's been several goals that you could point to the keeper's footwork as a reason for what happened. And it's not to say he won't be a great player or hasn't played great this year. Is CJ Dos Santos completely unavailable? Cisniega, we know, is hurt. But I'm wondering when they'll start to make some more changes, at least what they can, because right now what they're doing is rolling out a team that I'll tell you right now, because I got the ire of all of their fans when we were doing our post-game show over the weekend. Like, they're all expecting LAFC to come in and win 5-0.
Oh, yeah.
This weekend.
Oh, boy.
And expecting this to be an absolute bloodbath at Snapdragon. And soccer doesn't always work that way, but SDFC is in a bad way right now, and they need to try and dig themselves out of it.
Talking to Craig Elson, let me ask you this, Craig, because, Mikey Varas, I think one of the things that I liked about him was his stubbornness in a way, his devotion, his commitment to the way they wanted to play, and it served them so well for the first season plus. But as you've said, the other teams have kind of figured it out. Is it time to adapt? And I'm not saying completely change the style, but is it time for a wrinkle? Is it time to surprise some other teams by not doing what you do every single game?
And I heard Darren on the show Friday talk about how there was a bit of a tweak in the formation on Wednesday, that they kind of went from a 4-4-3 to a 3-5-3 for a little while. So I think there's adjustments being made, but when you look at what's going on with the player roster right now, I don't know if they have the horses to do what they want to do. They're getting some guys back in the back four, and that's just absolutely critical. Oswald Sue, I'm sorry, he's just been exposed as a young player who's out of his depth right now playing on the back line. And, almost every game there's been something that's happened with Sue along the way. But it is a system issue too. And one thing that has been drilled in me, Ben, from the people at SDFC, is that the Right to Dream system ain't going anywhere. Like, the system lives here. The players and the coaches will come and go. The system will stay because it's integrated worldwide. It's a network system essentially of possession and ball control and attack and flow. So I don't expect to see that change. And the last thing I'll say is just a reminder that soccer is the next most stupid sport to baseball.
Yeah.
Baseball is stupid and no one should watch because of its inherent randomness and the fact that all the time we see stuff that we think is important and it's actually unimportant. Soccer is the next most random sport. So this could be as simple as the next game they play better and they win 2-0 and everyone goes, what happened? What happened? Because soccer has randomness to it. They had a charmed season last year, a magic carpet ride season, and now you're starting to see a normal season where good and bad things happen. And I think a lot of fans are unprepared for that because they got such a beautiful intro into this sport.
Yeah, it's very similar to Padres fans, Craig, that you'd never know what our record is right now by some of the stuff that I get in the DMs. You see it in the chat this morning. This guy's got to go and this guy's got to go. And, granted, we're 27 games into the season or something ridiculous. There's still so much more season to go. I said it earlier. I remain impressed with Craig Stammen so far, being able to win without many contributions from his superstar players. And I think he does deserve some credit for that. I think he's a very steady dude. And I kind of admire that about him because, well, I'm not a steady coach. I'm not steady human. The people that can live in the middle are the people that I go, okay, you've got it figured out.
I heard him say in one of his Mexico City press conferences this weekend, he said two things that really stuck out to me. He said the job has been a test of his leadership. And he followed that up by saying the challenge to be the same person every day.
That's it.
And I think that's an amazing distillation of what it means to be a Major League Baseball manager, that when the players come in high, low, in between, hurt, dragging, excited, pumped, whatever, they can't have Craig Stammen be that guy that's a balloon floating up and down. They've got to have steady hand on the till. And that's what he's provided, to be sure. I think Stammen's one of the absolute highlights of this season so far.
So far, so yeah, absolutely.
Craig, we were talking about Nick Castellanos earlier. How much longer do you think they give him chances, and his time on the roster perhaps coming to an end?
It should have been yesterday. He should have stayed in Mexico City, and Sung Moon Song should have been on the plane to San Diego.
Well, I mean, he gets to come back from Mexico City. He doesn't have to stay.
No, Craig wants him to stay there and hitchhike home.
I think he should consider getting a job with the Diablo Rojos, and see if something could work out down there. Look, it's not a knock on Nick other than he's 1 for 25 and is utterly redundant on this roster. More than anything else, I want to make this clear. Even if he was 6 for 25, okay, or 7 for 25, Miguel Andujar does what Nick Castellanos does better. Ty France does what Nick Castellanos does better. They're both right-handed. They both play first base. One of them rakes. One of them defends and has hit 3 more homers than Nick has. So I really don't see the role. And then when you go with Song can pinch run, we just saw it happen yesterday. He would be able to back up second base, shortstop, and third base, which Nick Castellanos can't do, and which basically no one on the team can do right now. That's why Tatis is playing second base occasionally. So it's time. It probably was time a minute ago, but I got especially keeping him through this road trip. But I think, maybe he starts tonight because Matthew Boyd is on the mound, and maybe this is the last hurrah for Nick Castellanos, his last chance to get 2 doubles and a homer. But no matter what he does, he's redundant to what the team needs. So it's a move that has to be made. And I think they're basing it on what they think about Sung Moon Song more than what they think about Castellanos right now.
Yeah, good points.
Craig, good luck tonight.
Yeah, good luck, buddy.
To you, to the Sockers. I'm planning some coverage for Channel 10 later, so hopefully there'll be a celebration at the end. You'll be soaked in champagne by the end of the evening and smelling really bad on your car ride home from Oceanside.
That is the goal, gentlemen. It's the dream. And I tell you what, I've done all the prep. I've got my scoreboard ready, my roster board ready to go. And now it's just that literal feeling of, I have to wait till 7.
The worst. The worst.
Can we just play? So I'm going to be feeling like that the rest of the day. Can't wait to talk to you next week, and go Sockers.
Craig, thank you so much. That's Craig Elston on our SDCCU fan hotline. Padres, of course, against the Chicago Cubs later on today. Sockers will be watching that tonight. And I'm nervous for Craig.
Oh, dude, it's the worst. The playoff, when I had Seals playoff games and waiting around all day, it was just the worst experience ever. When I have big little league games and adult league games, waiting around for a game to start, it's excruciating. You need many, 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 many more reps than I have to feel comfortable doing it. And I've been there. It's such a bad feeling.
We've got Take on Woods coming up in our 8 o'clock hour. Plus, we'll be joined by Dennis Lynn from The Athletic as we'll get more on the San Diego Padres and see if he's got any other information. I thought Craig made a good point about Nick Castellanos. Even if he was hitting a little bit better, there's not really a roster spot that makes sense for him anymore.
It's almost like they didn't expect what they've seen from some of the other guys so far.
France
and now
they're maybe
playing
the positive
themselves,
surprise.
They are playing themselves into more playing time and earning it. And Miguel Andujar was like, oh, he's never going to hit against righties because he doesn't hit against righties. He's been great against righties. So yeah, man, the redundant's a good word for it.
And with Jake struggling, it makes more sense to maybe have a different left-handed bat, someone who can play infield. And By the way, Sungmun Song has been hitting at AAA. I mean, last couple of weeks, over 300. Seems like he's getting his feet under him. Yeah, there'll still be another big adjustment jumping to the major league level, but at some point you're going to have to do it. You signed him for multiple years for millions of dollars. You're not going to leave him down there forever. We'll see when that move comes. All right, we'll come back. Hour number 3 of Ben and Woods gets started. Of course, Take on Woods is coming up. Dennis Lynn as well. Ryan will report headlines in the second half of the show. Lots to go on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
right, we are halfway home on a Monday. Ben and Woods, 97.3, The Fan. Great to be here with all of you. I'm Woodsy. Paul Rindle's our executive producer. And Ben Higgins is your friendly neighborhood sports anchor. Now, we kicked off the show with a birth announcement, and I'd like to kick off the second half of the show with a birthday announcement. Happy birthday to the one.
Technically, the first one was also a birthday announcement.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true.
0th birthday.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Your 0th birthday. We have a birthday announcement for one of our beloved tier ones. Goes by the name of Chris Foster.
Oh,
and
Foster.
Yeah, he's been a long time, I guess you could say, contributor. Of
Resident hillbilly.
Resident hillbilly Chris Foster. Hey, man. Boy, you're swinging it good today. Great. Now I'm not. He does it now during Padres games. He'll text me. Boys looking good. Like it's the 4th. Lose 7-6. You're like, come, dude, there's got to be something. I'm such a jinx. I so believe that it's real that it even happens like at Little League. We're like, hey, man, he looks good out there. 9-pitch first inning. Pretty good. Right? And then the next inning, you're like, hey, man, I'm not going to say it anymore. That's on me. Let's talk about it after the game. Let's talk about how good I'm putting after the round, right? Don't tell me how good I'm looking. Hey, you ain't been in the sand trap in like 2 rounds. And then the next 12 holes, I'm in the sand. It happens every time he speaks it into existence. But happy birthday. I love you. You know that. He's just one of the best dudes. So happy birthday to the great Chris Foster.
Happy birthday, Foster.
He's a bit of a concierge. You concierge him all the time.
I do.
All the time. I hear about it. But it doesn't affect you. Don't care. It doesn't bother you.
Not really.
He's a starter at a golf course.
Seems like he's happy to help.
I'm sorry. He's not a starter. He
runs the shop.
He runs the shop.
Yeah.
He's like the dude there. And I'm not going to tell you guys where he does it because you'll be in his mentions. But he has to concierge a lot, and people will use me to middleman for concierge to him as well. So I've done that for several of the Seals players. Sure, let me text my buddy. For my other buddy, let me text Foster. He'll take care of you. So I'm middleman concierge. But I have to say, I think I got one of the strangest phone calls of my entire life yesterday.
Phone calls
to concierge someone.
Oh, another one.
This one might take.
Really? More than can you pick up a period from the Padres store for me?
More so because I actually have to do this one.
This one, yes. That one you just said, no.
I wrote, our Stewie, our buddy, I go, are you out of your mind? Did you just ask me to go down to the team store and get you a period? I'm not going to do that.
For the junior and Fernando Tatis Jr.
Correct.
Period.
But I got a phone call yesterday of one that I'm actually going to have to do. I don't think I have a choice. My friends are coming in to visit. They're staying at our condo that we have, and they're going to be there. And he called me and he said, hey, I know you already given me the condo for free, but I need one more favor. And I said, sure. What do you need? His wife is pregnant and they're coming in town. And he's coming in a day after her because he's got a work thing. So she's coming in solo. She's pregnant. He goes, could you meet her at the condo and take her luggage in for her? Because she's not allowed to lift anything over 30 pounds. And I go, yeah. What?
Bellhop Woods.
Bellhop / concierge. And I said, well, what? I said, what time? What time?
He's ringing a bell.
He goes, she lands in San Diego Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m.
Lands at 8:30.
Oh. Yes.
And needs to then get the bags, get to North County.
Get the bags, get to the rental car.
Oh.
Drive the rental car down. And then she was in the back. She goes, I'll probably stop for a burrito too.
Of course.
And we're talking like 11 o'clock.
Paulie,
yeah.
Easy. I'll be asleep waiting for a call. Hello? Yeah, I'm on my way. And head over. Maybe I'll just sleep in the parking lot. And she can just bang on the car window when she's ready for me to take her bags.
We need to get you one of those little red hats and crimson vests that the bellhops wear to identify themselves as the bellhop, so you can be, You can be ready to serve.
I'm legit having like a panic attack thinking about it right now. I'm not kidding. Like my chest is all tight. My ears are plugging up. Those are my symptoms.
You may get a good tip for the bags. Bellhops generally get a couple of bucks for their trouble.
And I thought, that's the craziest ask I think I've ever heard in my whole life.
Bellhop uniforms are very unusual.
They are
when you think about it.
Yeah, they are. So then Wednesday night, you let me know. I'll come in and I'll.
It's one of those carts on wheels where you can hang.
I will carry
bags.
I will carry the suitcase that I'm assuming is on rollers. There's no stairs or anything. So if the Uber driver could lift it out for you and put it down, you could actually roll it. No stairs involved. I mean, I guess I could lift it on the bed for you. So that
lift it up over the little step over the door.
The little tiny,
like 2 inches off the ground.
Now listen,
then you got to lift it up.
No,
onto the bed.
I'm not leaving Hey, can you help me take my luggage in, Mr. Uber driver? No, that's how people get murdered. And or like, no, I was gonna say worse, but like that's how women get assaulted and stuff. So no, I'll be there because I love them. They're some of my dearest friends. But I thought, what time I get up. You know that I'm asleep by 8:30, and you're telling me that's when the plane is landing. Now that's assuming there's 0 delays from North Carolina where they're coming from. 0. What am I going to do, man? What am I going to do? I think I just need to be at. I think
it sounds like you
set an alarm for 10. Get up and drive to the condo then and just wait.
Or
what if something happens though and she what if she landed early and you went to bed at 7:30 and she needed to text
and just
you?
Sleep there and then wake up when she arrives and then bring her back.
Why don't you just go down to San Diego Airport, pay for parking, sit in the car? You can just pick her up. Why don't you if you're gonna concierge, just do it right. Don't make her rent a car.
It's a crazy ask, in my opinion. It's a crazy. And
he called you.
He called.
I see that there is certainly, you wouldn't be comfortable hiring a stranger to do that.
Correct. For your pregnant wife.
Yeah.
No question. You want somebody and you can trust.
So it's an ask that had to be made.
Correct.
Even if he didn't want to make that ask, there really is no easy solution. Like, it's not a service you can just instantly find.
I'll do it for $500.
Eric said I would pay money to get out of that. Yeah. All right. What's my number to get out of it? My number is, I would go as high as 300 out of my own pocket. 300 out of my own pocket. So no, LFG has these Padres says when she leaves, you have to help her leave. No, husband will be there. He's just arriving a day later. Idea. You bring just a little bag that you can carry on your back, and he brings all the luggage with you. You're just going to be there a night without him. You don't even need to bring all your stuff.
A quick little overnight bag. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm.
How about this?
It's stuff like this, though. So now I have 48 hours.
What day is this?
To spin out entirely about. This is Wednesday night.
Wednesday of this week?
Yes.
Call it even on the Christmas present. I will go over and do it for you. That can be my Christmas present to you. I will go over and wait. I'm usually up later than you. It's not far from my house either. I will carry the bag in, and that will be instead of the Morrissey ticket that never materialized because he didn't show up. But then we're even. There's no more bend and get you a Christmas present.
You can't even use it on the air anymore.
$300 value. So we're right about even with what I owe you. We're right about even if that's really what it's worth to you. This will be your Christmas present, belated. I will go and bring in the suitcases.
Deal or no deal
for you. Gonna need an answer.
Deal.
All right.
Oh, we got a deal.
Put it on my calendar here. Wednesday night.
I'll let me clear it with him. I'm sure
that's fine.
Mind.
I'm trustworthy.
Dude, you're more trustworthy than me. Let's put it this way. I'd rather have you pick up my wife than anyone. It does bring up, though, another really uncomfortable situation that happened over the weekend with the three of us, where my wife, Hannah, yesterday was the kids' big fundraiser for their home run derby for Little League.
Mm-hmm.
And it's awkward when you have to ask friends, and you don't have to, but you send it out to friends. If you would like to support Bo and Taylor and their Little League, please donate.
Is it more awkward to send it to friends and family that you don't really want to send it to, or to then not send it to them, but then post something on like your Instagram
And then they're
why
mad.
didn't they like send that to us?
It's more uncomfortable to send it. I'll be honest. It's just more uncomfortable to send it. Now, this is what makes it really uncomfortable. I'd like to thank Paul and Megan Reindl for their very generous donation yesterday,
of course,
to Bo and Taylor's Little League. It meant a lot to them. And
I went with 10 each.
That was beautiful of you. Thank you. Well, the awkward part is we also sent it to Benjamin R. Higgins. And
well, that was stupid.
And
possibly went into my spam.
No, because here's the
Spam
other
email.
thing. Here's the other part that makes it incredibly awkward. It shows when you open it.
Really?
I don't know how or why that's on there.
It's one of
Probably
those.
for reasons like this. So we see
You can do that, by the way.
We see it come back. Opened by Ben Higgins. How much did he give? Nothing. He gave 0. I go, oh. And you said,
do you
Paul,
expect me to just immediately give money without taking
Well,
a
hang
good
on.
amount of time to wrap my head around?
Hang on, you've
The
already
idea?
lied.
You lied already.
You said you
Fine.
thought
I
it
looked
must
at
have
it.
went to spam.
I looked at it. I wasn't ready to commit. I mean, I read it and it said upgrades to the snack stand. Do you really need an upgraded snack stand? A card table will suffice. You need an upgraded snack stand at the Little League fields?
Wow.
You didn't know me when my kids were this age, so I couldn't send these emails to you
That's
back
true,
in the day.
but that's not my fault.
So I feel like I'm getting the short end of the stick.
You
on
are.
fundraising
You
here.
absolutely are.
I don't need to do any fundraising anymore for my kids.
I think
I mean, I don't even live in the community, and I still helped out.
Thank
the
you,
Little
Paulie, for supporting Encinitas Little League.
Yeah, no
Thank
problem.
You. I
Anything
really
for
appreciate
them.
it.
Can you imagine? I'm like, nah, I'm gonna actually look into Sarah Mesa Little League.
Yeah,
instead.
yeah, one that's right down the street.
Probably a more needy Little League than the one in Encinitas anyway.
Andy says you could probably hear Ben's sigh from miles away when that came in.
Oh, that reminds me. Did you send one to Adam?
Oh, I did not send one to Adam. I should
Tell her
have.
to send him one right now.
It's already over. It was yesterday.
It's over.
already-
That's
yeah,
it?
It was over. It's over.
Got one day to look at it, and that was it.
We I don't know how we did, but I think we got pretty close to the top. It's almost like one more donation might have sent us over the edge and gotten our kids Padres games and all kinds of fun stuff. But hey, man, I guess second place is fine too, or third or whatever. But yeah, it's just a little. It's like when we forgot your birthday. It was just a really awkward. Oh, he opened it and he still did it. Okay. Paulie did though. All right. That's awesome. Thanks for that ammo.
I
for
just
tomorrow.
wasn't ready to make the commitment yet.
I think you thought in your mind, it's Encinitas. They don't need any help.
Possible
Which is not the case.
That thought crossed my mind.
It is
at some
not the
point.
case. I promise you. Like, they need help too. So that was awkward. But Bo and Taylor,
Happy
you.
to support
Thank
two
you.
of my favorite little guys.
Little guys that just out there trying to grind and raise money and do good. Thank you, Paul. I
All right.
appreciate it.
So 290 of the dollars for doing the suitcases go towards me. Send the
10
extra 10 toward
the snack
Encinitas
shack?
Little League Snack Shack. Then
I will.
Before we know it, we're
It's
gonna
part of my Christmas present.
in 3 days. Ben's gonna be like, all right, we'll call it 150 for the bags, and then 10 for the Little League, and then 90 for whatever else is gonna happen this week. He's just gonna.
There was Wednesday, Benny and I got out of something huge on Wednesday too. We got a text on Friday from Adam. They had asked us, Ben and Woods, they're doing the big kind of president's when you have a sales team, they award
Chairman's Circle or something like that,
right?
yeah.
Like, oh, you had a great year and the CEO's coming. It's a big deal. It's a big to do at a fancy restaurant. And they asked Benjamin and I to be the keynote speakers and go up and do a whole spiel and, a big speech. And we were going to have to get suited and booted and the whole thing. And we got the text from Adam he said, we don't need you guys now. Well, now I don't know that that's good or bad. Maybe that's bad news that they're like, don't invite them.
I was a little
John and
disappointed,
Tammy said they
actually.
got it.
Like
Gwen and Chris will be hosting instead.
the Scravenators are going to do it instead. And I said,
It was an unpaid gig.
It was
but
unpaid.
I did
It was
feel
a
like
Wednesday
it was a
night.
bit of an honor to be asked
It
to
was.
welcome all the out-of-town Odyssey corporate folks
That's
to
right.
San Diego.
Show them who, represents San Diego and 97.3 The Fan.
Never met our CEO.
No.
FaceTime with our CEO. I thought that could be invaluable at this juncture of our careers.
Exactly. You never know. And then maybe they said, well, they won't be here in 6 months anyway. So don't even
that would be a concern.
invite them. So, but we did get out of that. So we don't have to go to that. But sounds like I got something new for you to do on Wednesday night. I got to clear it with my buddy, but it should be okay.
Okay. Let me know.
I'm gonna
give me the details.
Thank you.
Give me the deets.
I will.
Text me up.
I got
We'll
you.
get it done. Happy Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thank
to
you. What a present indeed it was.
Speaking of presents, if you're interested in winning tickets, field level seats, the Padres Phillies game on Memorial Day, you can play some Take on Woods in our next segment. Call now to be our contestant, 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Your choice of music, movie, or TV trivia against Woods. Coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
But first, Sedano Ford, man, still doing it out there in La Mesa. Sedano Ford and Lincoln, dealerships that you can trust, San Diego. Been a big fan of these guys for many, many years. And, baseball junkie, love living in San Diego. But the connection to Ford and the brand is one that's really strong in our family. Grandfather worked at Ford for many, many years, like the only job he ever had in Detroit. So he helped build that company, right? And it's a legacy of hard work and American grit. Right now, the team at Sedano Ford and Lincoln are helping you hop into a new ride with some numbers that will not damage your wallet too badly, right? The 2026 Ford Mustang EcoBoost Fastback, $299 a month. The 2025 F-150 Lightning XLT is $298 a month. The 2025 Ford Ranger XLT is $289 a month. And, of course, the 2026 Mustang Mach-E Select is $346 a month. So from our history to the factory to Manny's history of service, Sedano Ford and Lincoln, again, dealerships that you can trust. Let them know Woodsy sent you down there. For more details, go to sedanoford.com. Once again, it's sedanoford.com. He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
That is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Seven three of the Fans brought to you by GL Pools, the swimming pool experts trusted by thousands of San Diegans. Since 2006, baseball is back, so is swim season. Make sure your pool is ready. Call now, mention radio for a free month of pool service. Just look into the video of Fernando getting picked off yesterday. Don't know how that wasn't a balk.
That was stupid.
No one really explained it.
I just tweeted it, and I said, if this is legit, I'm teaching all of my kids this move. All of them.
I mean, he was halfway to home plate when he just
ball
kind of
coming
stopped
forward,
and
like
turned around,
and I do understand that
threw it
he
at Fernando. And I'm going.
I do understand that he was able to jump, and you can do for a right-hander, you can do the lift, turn around, but he was down the mound and then jumped off with his back foot and spun and through. Fernando was, I mean, you're dead to rights because he is delivering that ball to home plate, and it felt very balky to me. But if you want to have a good time, walk up to somebody at a baseball and go, explain a balk. Right?
I know for a
the runner.
left-hander, like they can pause, and if they step straight, you can go to third, or you can be kind of tricky as a lefty going to first, but as a righty going to third or second, I just don't know if it works the same way. I know the intent of the balk rule is you're not supposed to be able to deceive the runner, and that was the most deceiving move I have ever seen by a right-hander. Certainly,
it was. If that's a legit pickoff move, it is the best that it has ever been done. And I don't know enough about Ryan Nelson or whatever his name is to know, does he do that? Ryan Thompson, does he do this all the time? Because if that's the case and we didn't know about it, that's on the coaching staff to be like 1 foot, 2 feet, because this guy's a legend.
I know with the starters, they actually will put video of the pickoff, like runs in the Petco Park clubhouse before games.
Yeah.
That day's starter, they'll have the shot from first base, so you can see what it looks like when he goes to home and what it looks like when he comes to first. And, guys will kind of look at that and go, all right, I've been watching that all afternoon. I've got an idea of what a move's going to look like. I've never seen a reliever put up there, and certainly not a move to second base before, though.
It was legit. I mean, and listen, you saw no complaining. You saw no complaining about it.
No.
Nobody was out there pitching a fit. Fernando didn't. He just put his head down, ran back into the dugout. But it was.
Don't know next time if you're on second with that guy on the mound.
Bro,
watch out.
Watch out.
All right, we've got some contestants on the line. Let's get to today's game. It is time to take on Woods. Take on Woods brought to you by Bay Alarm, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you. Let's go to line 3. Caller, who's on the line here? Dustin, would you like to play Take on Woods?
I would love to.
All right, let's do this. If you can beat or tie Woods in our 5-question trivia challenge, you will qualify for our grand prize drawing tickets, field level seats for the Padres Phillies game on Memorial Day, a little holiday baseball. You get the choice of music, movies, or TV. Here are the categories. Music, On the Clock, 5 songs that include a specific time of day in the title. Movies, The Good Stuff, 5 movies with good in the title. And TV, House Calls, 5 TV shows with house in the title. So, On the Clock, music, The Good Stuff Movies, or House Calls TV? What would you like to play, Dustin?
Let's try music.
Music. All right, on the clock. Today's category features 5 songs that all include a specific time of day in the title. You'll have 60 seconds to answer as many as you can. If you don't know one, say pass. We'll come back to it if there's time left on the clock. First questions are 2-second song. Paulie's going to cue it up right now. You need to give me both the song title with that time of the day and the artist to score that point. You go first. Woods goes second. We'll compare scores at the end. Dustin, you good to go?
Ready.
All right, Paul, you feeling good? You ready to
I'm
go?
ready.
All right, let's put 60 seconds on the clock, which also happens to be the name of the category, on the clock. Your time begins when Paul plays the music. Good luck, Dustin. Let's take on Woods. Dolly Parton wrote which signature 1980 ode to the working woman for a movie with the same title?
Working 9 to 5.
9 to 5, correct. Which hit song from Matchbox 20's debut album is about a teenage Rob Thomas having to deal with his mother's cancer? Alan Jackson teamed up 3 a.m. Correct. Alan Jackson teamed up with Jimmy Buffett for which 2003 song that made it okay to crack a cold one at any time of the day?
Say it again.
5 o'clock somewhere. Yes. Not everyone realizes the band Chicago is referring to 3:35 a.m. or possibly 3:34 a.m. in which 1970 classic? Go back to our 2-second song.
Not enough coffee this morning.
That's all right. Not everyone realizes the band Chicago is referring. Okay, you got 3 out of 5. Not bad. Tough category. The ones you didn't get, that was Midnight Rider by the Allman Brothers Band. And then the Chicago song is 25 or 6 to 4. You got the other 3, 9 to 5, 3 a.m. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's bring Woods back in. Stay on the line, Dustin. If your score holds up in a music category, Woods. How about that? You were just asking for more of those. You got one today. No category. Going to make it tougher for you. Let's put 60 seconds on the clock. Your time begins when Paul plays the music. Good luck, Woods. Let's take on Dustin.
That's Midnight Rider by the Allman Brothers Band.
Correct. Dolly Parton wrote which signature 1980 ode to the working woman for a movie with the same title?
9 to 5.
Correct. Which hit song from Matchbox 20's debut album is about a teenage Rob Thomas having to deal with his mother's cancer?
Ooh, let's see, 9 to 5. I'll come back to it.
Alan Jackson teamed up with Jimmy Buffett for which 2003 song that made it okay to crack a cold one at any time of the day?
5 o'clock somewhere?
Correct. Not everyone realizes the band Chicago was referring to 3:35 a.m. or possibly 3:34 a.m. in which 1970 classic?
The hell is it? All right, the Rob Thomas.
Which hit song from Matchbox 20's debut album is about a teenage Rob Thomas having to deal with his mother's cancer?
I don't know.
Boy, the category would help.
Not everyone realizes the band Chicago, referring to 3:35 a.m. or possibly 3:34 a.m. in which that's it. 3-3 tie. Dustin,
Wow.
you have done it and qualified.
What was the category?
Category is called
Midnight.
On the Clock. Midnight Rider, 9 to 5. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Okay.
So what's the Matchbox 20 song?
is
Midnight?
3 a.m.
It's 3 a.m.
It's 3 a.m.
And the Chicago song is 25 or 6 to 4.
I thought he was talking about like getting girls. It was about his mom having cancers.
Apparently,
cancer.
it was about his mom having cancer.
It's 3 a.m. I must be lonely. Had a different meaning for me when I heard that song.
3 a.m.
All right.
Nice job, Dustin. You have
Good job.
qualified for the grand prize drawing.
I'll take a tie.
That's all right.
It's like splitting a
Not
series.
an easy category.
It's like
for sure.
splitting a series of Mexico City.
Not an easy category. Speaking of splitting the series, we will talk with our friend Dennis Lynn from The Athletic, covering the San Diego Padres, his weekly Monday visit. Coming up next with Ben Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com.
Did you miss our baseball card talk during the break?
I just tuned you out
literally,
completely.
Paulie and I, just the last 15 minutes have been talking about cards.
I sit here like A.J. Hawk staring
Yes,
doing nothing.
into the abyss.
I
I'm
have
sorry.
just no interest. It's
I know.
crazy.
I went to the card show this week.
The card show?
Yes. Oh, and I went.
Wow.
How was it?
Cool.
Did you spend money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
A little bit.
It was awesome.
Texted me on Saturday night, said, I think I'm going to take the boys.
It was awesome.
And I was very close to saying, can I come?
You absolutely. I thought you were going to. You're like, hey, have fun. I was like, oh, he doesn't want to go.
I didn't want to invite myself.
Oh, did you want me to invite you? I figured that you would know it was an open invite. That's my fault. We'll go to the next one together.
Yeah, just us.
It was awesome.
Ben, you can come too if you want.
You want to come?
I appreciate the invitation. I'll
Ben,
pass.
again, you'll walk through there and you'll feel like James Dean. You know why? Because you don't have a suitcase to carry all your cards in like everybody else there did.
A roller bag.
Once I get that suitcase, man, it's
Hang
over
on.
for me at home.
We've got Dennis Lynn
I know.
standing by. I think maybe at 9:00. I would like to sacrifice
Okay.
a few minutes of the Rhino Report to hear
Deal.
about the card show.
All right, I'll give it to you.
All right,
I'll lay
yeah,
it
we
on
do
you.
have Dennis Lynn. He's been traveling. He's probably exhausted. We're making him wait here. I'll make him wait just a few seconds more. He'll be joining us after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com.
Slow traffic on the 94 westbound approaching the 805 and continuing to the 5. The 805 northbound is all brake lights after the 54 past the 15. The 163 southbound is slow from the 8 to the 5.
Happy Monday, Padres fans. It's time to discuss the weekend that was for the Padres with our Ben & Woods Lynn Sider, Dennis Lynn from The Athletic. Brought to you by Hamul Casino Resort. Hey, player, the rooftop pool's open. Day passes are available, and the spa is calling your name. Hamul Casino Resort, the player's place.
And joining us right now is Dennis Lynn. I think he's back home, unless his hotel room in Mexico City looks just like his living room, where he joins us from every Monday. Dennis, how was the travel? How was Mexico?
Mexico is great. Nothing like a trip to Latin America's biggest city to remind you that your Spanish is trash. When you get in an Uber, you say hola, and they start immediately speaking English to you. That's probably not a good sign.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. Just like in 23, I think for the Padres, probably a more relaxed trip because they're not under 500 going to the trip. And even though the second game didn't turn out the way they wanted, kind of an implosion there at the end. But I think this team is a lot more confident in what they have, even though it's not as talented as 23. But the fact that they're 18-9 with, I think, like a plus 12 run differential, I think things are going pretty well. So good trip overall.
Yeah, I was supposed to go and ended up not going and had some FOMO. And well, when they got down early with German Marquez, I'm like, oh, this is great. I would have wasted a whole trip to go down there and watch German Marquez give up 12 runs. And they came back, and it was actually a really, really cool and exciting game. And then I was even more mad that I didn't go, D-Lin. But I thought that performance by German Marquez was pretty outstanding, outside of about 5 minutes.
Yeah, obviously he's got a lot of experience pitching in elevation from Coors Field. But I think it's just been maybe an underrated storyline. It's just him and Walker Buehler somehow getting it done more often than not. It doesn't always look pretty. Kind of wonder how long it's going to last. But, for this team going 6 innings in elevation and kind of saving a bullpen that's been heavily used early in the season, that's as good as they can ask for. So I would say, the return on those two, but especially, German and, pitching in Mexico City at 7,300 feet, that's something they'll take every single week. Not that they'll be there every week, but, that's the kind of result they're looking for sure.
Dennis, we saw some images of Jose E. Feliciano and Kwanzaa Jones attending the game with Alfred Harp-Pellew. What kind of buzz was there? We still don't have anything official from the San Diego Padres, but obviously this seems like it's well on its way to happening with the sale.
Yeah, I mean, Rob Manfred was there yesterday. I think there was some interaction between the incoming owners and the commissioner. I would expect, that there should be an announcement any day now. I'm not exactly sure what the holdup has been, although it seems like, the news of the $3.9 billion was probably leaked out by some people who wanted to see that out there. So that's probably why we got it so early, or we heard about the number so early. But yeah, I think that was maybe not a trip that a lot of people knew about, days in advance. Sound like just, they're excited about becoming the owners of this team. And obviously there's a lot of buzz around the Mexico City series, and maybe knowing the commissioner is going to be there. Maybe if you're wealthy and got some disposable income, why not take the trip down to Mexico City and see what your new team is all about?
Explain that a little further. Are you saying that perhaps the players union wanted that number out there ahead of CBA negotiations? Who does it benefit to have that $3.9 billion figure out in the public?
Well, number one, the bank that's running the Padres sale. This is a very successful process for them. Obviously, it has been. They ran the Boston Celtics sale, or they were one of the banks running the Boston Celtics sale last year. So they've done some good work here recently.
Drum up some more business for the next sale, obviously. Look how well we're doing. Let's make sure everyone knows about this. That makes sense.
Exactly. I mean, I think a lot of people were predicting like $2.5 billion or so for the Padres going in. And then the first round of bidding, from what I heard, started at 2.6. So, they exceeded expectations, I guess. So I don't know, who exactly, was the first one to put it out to the Wall Street Journal. But I mean, that's just, I guess you would call it an educated guess, but I mean, I can't blame them. But yeah, I think to your other question about the players union, it definitely benefits them, whether you believe whether this is going to be significant, factor in the CBA. I'm sure it will be to some extent, but it's just a really easy talking point for them to kind of drive home to their base that like the small market Padres are selling for $4 billion basically, or $4 billion valuation. So basically, what's the problem here?
It's going to be so interesting to see how it all plays out. Dennis, when do you think announcement, because again, it's not even official yet. Any idea when the official announcement will come down?
Yeah, like I said, I think it could come any day now. Potentially this week. There's probably some things that still need to be lined up. Obviously, you guys have probably seen the reporting about the ownership group may not be totally decided outside of Feliciano and Jones, but I think they're well on their way. If I understand, it's not uncommon for these processes for there to be basically I guess you could call it like an agreement in principle, and then you kind of sort out who's going to be in the group and who's not. But it does sound like, and I know we and others have reported this, that a lot of the Seidler family is going to be staying in, whether they're kind of taking lesser stakes or selling part of their shares to kind of divest a little bit, but still keep a hand in. But yeah, I think a lot of people are excited to be part of this. So I think Feliciano and Jones have been probably really busy taking calls and just talking to a lot of different people.
Talking to Dennis Lynn from The Athletic on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking, it's better. Dennis, let's project ahead 2 or 3 weeks with Lucas Giolito now in the fold, with Griffin Canning getting closer to perhaps his 2026 debut. How open is the competition? I mean, clearly Michael King and Randy Vasquez very solid in the Padres starting rotation. Of the other 3 guys, Buehler, Marquez, and Waldron, are they all still competing to stay in the rotation? I mean, how do you see this playing out over the next 3 weeks?
I think it's pretty wide open. Now, I will say every time you think you have too many, and right now the Padres don't have too many, but, I guess numbers-wise, technically they could have some depth here relatively shortly with Canning and, Giolito getting ready and building back up. But something always happens, right? Like, they didn't come into the season thinking that Nick Pivetta was going to get hurt and, maybe miss, at least half a season. I don't know. We'll see on his timeline. Don't know about Joe Musgrove. So I think just the fact that they have, slightly more numbers now is a good thing, because usually these things have a way of working themselves out. So I think it is still wide open at the back of the rotation. Matt Waldron is probably the guy most at risk, especially because he doesn't have options left. Maybe there's a chance they can sneak him through waivers. But yeah, I think, Marquez and Buehler for now have done enough to kind of stick around. And then once Canning and Giolito comes in, maybe one of those guys, the veterans, moves to the bullpen as a long reliever, but then that kind of complicates things because you have a lot of good options in the bullpen. And I don't know if using one of those, starters as a long reliever is the best use of that. But, these are what they call good problems to have. So maybe the Padres will sort this out when they get there. For now, I think they're just happy to have Lucas Giolito in the organization.
Dennis, what about the bench? The bench remains interesting. Nick Castellanos getting 0 ABs in Mexico City over the weekend. Paulie kind of read off his ABs over the last couple of weeks. It's been pretty sparing. We talked to Craig Stammen on Wednesday about him, and his answer, when we asked him about Casty, he's like, he's okay. He's figuring it out. I mean, it doesn't, other guys are stepping up and taking the reins, and it doesn't feel like there's much of a place for Casty left here, Dennis.
Right. First of all, you got to love, I guess, the candor from Craig. I guess it's, if he was being like brutally honest, he'd be like, right now there's not much of a place for Nick, unfortunately, on this roster. But yeah, it's just, it comes down to fit and production. And obviously he's hit the ball hard at times, but, it hasn't produced a lot overall. Defensively, not a great fit. They just had a lot of these right-handed corner guys, and that's kind of why you've seen Fernando Tatis play second base a little bit. And I think it's interesting, right, with, Jay Cronenworth not producing right now either. You wonder if the Padres would like to get Tatis some more time at second base and maybe go out and look for another outfielder to, fill in or rotate in at right field. But yeah, I think, unfortunately for Nick, if, things don't pick up here, his days with the club are probably numbered. And Ty France has obviously been killing it off the bench. So, his spot for now seems pretty secure. We'll have to see about Song, whether, whenever he actually makes his like real debut, not just pinch running debut in the majors, see what he can do. But yeah, it's kind of a conundrum for the Padres with the bench right now. Not that it's like a huge pressing issue, but I think, for Nick, it probably is pressing that he has to, pick it up, or else, his days with the Padres are probably coming to an end, I would guess, relatively soon.
Yeah, you wonder if tonight's the night against Matthew Boyd that he gets to start out and right or DH or something. But
the lineup tonight will be telling, because I think France has to be at first.
And France didn't play yesterday after hitting 2 homers the day before, so he's rested.
Andujar kind of has to be in a lineup against a lefty, which means if Tatis is at second, is it Castellanos in right, or is it Bryce Johnson in the switch hitter in right? And that will tell us everything we need to know.
Isn't it weird that I'm more confident with Toddy at second and Bryce Johnson in right field than I am with Toddy at second and Castellanos, even if it's simply just for the glove? And BJ has produced when called upon the last 2 seasons. So, I'm just more confident than him and Casty, and I really wanted Casty to work out here, but so far, not so great, man.
Yeah, BJ has, I think, made the most of his very limited opportunities. And I think there are people in the organization who do like seeing Tatis engaged when he's at second base. Not to say he isn't engaged in right field. He's a 2-time Platinum Glover out there, but there was a reason that they put him there, or experiment with him there, and he seemed very happy to be back in the infield.
He's happy, bro. He is happy when he gets to play the infield. Just like every little leaguer I have, they're more happy playing there than they are in right field. I'll tell you that. He is no different. The grin on his face. Now he gets a lot of grief. I think some of it's unnecessary. The dude's the first guy to celebrate with all his teammates. Saturday with Gavin Sheets. I mean, he is the first guy there all the time. So he's been engaged, and it feels like he's having fun, even though he's not hitting it out of the ballpark. But he's a different animal when he's at second base.
Yeah. I mean, the hitting is obviously comes number one. If he doesn't hit a home run all season, obviously that's going to be crazy. But second base, you can definitely tell there's kind of just a different spark there to him. But some people in the organization were definitely pushing for that. And maybe if that's what gets them going, maybe they just move things around somehow and find more ways to get him in there at second base.
Well, Dennis, all I can say is gracias for joining us, and welcome back to San Diego. Keep practicing that Spanish, why don't you?
It's basura, whatever.
Trash. Yeah, it's trash. It's trash. Thanks, Dennis. Dennis Lynn from The Athletic, brought to you by Jamul Casino. And every Monday, get his insider's perspective on the San Diego Padres. Good stuff with Dennis. And, he wrote about it in The Athletic. We can talk about it more in our final hour. We got some round report. I mean, it's pretty crazy. The Padres are 18-9 with the starting pitching injuries. Yeah. The lack of production from their star players offensively.
All of them.
Yeah. And their bullpen's great, but they've blown 2 big leads now. The first one with Jeremiah Estrada. Now, yesterday,
you're right.
2 of their 9 losses are complete blow-ups from the bullpen, and yet they're still here at 18-9. It's nuts. We'll talk about it more coming up next year on 97.3 The Fan. Broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios, we know how. Final hour of Ben and Woods on a Monday. And as I was pointing out, the Padres' 18-9 record feels a little flimsy. I don't mean that as an insult to the team necessarily, but the numbers behind 18-9, a run differential of plus 12.
All right, settle down over there. Are you this guy now?
I'm not being this guy.
Sounds like you're being this guy. It's results-based business. They've won twice as many games as they've lost.
Right, but they're going to need to play better than they have to keep up that pace.
Yeah.
Well, no one keeps up that pace. No one wins 2 out of every 3 games all season long. That's like 110 win pace. Padres, I would be shocked if they won 110 games.
Purple says he's unpolishing a turd. This is the first time that's ever happened. Is there a reverse turd polishing sound, Paulie? And if not, I'm sure you can make that happen.
Paulie's going to have to slow it down, turn it around. I tend to do that, though. I tend to look on the bright side when things are negative, and then when things are positive,
you tend to look on the dark side.
I want to make sure that both sides are covered, in a discussion. And the Padres need to play better overall than they have. They're not going to survive 650 or less OPSs from their 3 best players.
That's regular.
That's regular.
And that's in reverse.
I just made my head hurt. That's regular.
No. Can you?
Regular.
That's regular.
Definitely sounds different.
Unpolished.
Jackson Merrill had he had a couple hits yesterday. Those were his second and third hits of the entire road trip, 8-game road trip.
Brutal.
Really brutal. Fernando Tatis Jr., whether it's luck or not, he's hitting the ball hard. Every line on his StatCast is as red as red
like a murder scene, dude. It really
and
does.
Yet he's got an OPS under 650, which is kind of nuts. You think that's going to even out, but it hasn't yet, and we keep saying it's going to.
You know what he said? He goes, I don't know what the F is going on. I'm just going to keep grinding. That was a quote. Great. Do that.
So there are certain areas where the Padres are going to have to continue to improve. I think they can. We saw Michael King was not that sharp his first few outings, made it work, was very sharp in his outing yesterday. Very really sharp. Good. Michael King pitches like that. That's going to be a huge benefit for the Padres. I think Randy Vasquez, who pitches tonight, seems to me like he's solid now. He's going to have good starts and bad starts like any starter, but I don't think that this is a mirage. Like last year when he got off to an okay start, bit miragey.
He got the nickname Stranded because he'd walk 2 guys and somehow dance out of it.
But now I think
old Nick Martinez, if you will.
I think he is.
It got to a point with Vasquez where you're like, look, you can't keep saying small sample size because he was doing it every game. You're like, it may not be comfortable or aesthetically pleasing, but he gets the job done for a 5 last year. And now he's got even higher of a role with the Padres. And I think he just continues to go out there and pretty much give you the same performance every single time.
I'm ready to declare Randy a legitimate major league starter. I wasn't sure about it last year. Now I'm sure. Yeah. Now, how good can he get? What will the numbers be? I don't know. Even guys like Dylan Cease have up and downs in their career. Pitching well doesn't always mean you're going to have a great season, but he looks like a legitimate starter to me. They're going to need more, though. They need Nick Pivetta to come back at some point. Getting Joe Musgrove back would be huge. We'll see what Lucas Giolito has, what Griffin Canning has when they get the opportunity. Don't take anything away from German Marquez and Walker Buehler. They've battled like veterans when they've been out there, and the Padres have won, 8 starts in a row from those guys, something like that. They had no business winning some of those starts. They did not pitch well enough in some of those starts, yet they found a way to win. That's been incredible. But they're going to need more to keep this pace up and stick around with the Dodgers and the Braves, who they have like plus 65 and plus 67 run differentials. It's very different from where the San Diego Padres are, even though the records are all within a game of each other. Padres have not done as much as those teams.
It's offense, man. The offense has been the thing here, and you've found it unlocked a little bit at times. And again, without the bottom of the order, guys like Campy, guys like Sheets, those dudes coming through have been so epic for this team this year. So, keep it rolling. Just figure it out and chip away. It will come. It will come for Manny. It will come for Jackson. It will come for Fernando.
By the way, do you know who the numbers basically say is the worst team in baseball right now?
The worst team.
The
in
worst
baseball?
team. Differential, just the overall numbers. You'd think it would be the Mets.
The
'cause they've
Phillies?
been so bad. It's the Phillies.
Phillies are
who
horrible.
now are 9-19 like the Mets. Worst run differential in baseball at -54. They've been horrifically bad.
What did they do? Like, they didn't lose really anyone, right?
Not
They
really.
brought Schwarber
They lost
back.
Ranger Suarez, but he hasn't been good.
They added Adolis Garcia to right. I thought he would give them a little bit more pop. They've been horrible.
Yeah.
Man.
They got the one win this weekend when Zach Wheeler came back.
But
But
the
other
Mets
than
just
that,
got swept by the Rockies.
Yeah.
Are we going to do a reach around today? I really missed your reach
we
around.
may have time a little later this
Okay.
hour. We can do the full reach around Major League Baseball later. But right now, let's get to Paulie's headlines in the Roundel Report.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Roundel Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Reindl Report with Paul Reindl.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Okay, how are you?
on 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a oh yeah? Oh yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right. Happy Monday, gentlemen.
Happy Monday.
Let's get started here. We haven't talked any NFL yet today. NFL draft, big weekend in the league. And I guess I'll leave it up to you guys real quick. Any big storylines that you followed, or sometimes you get the tugs at your heartstrings story? I didn't really see a whole lot from the NFL this weekend, at least not after the round one. We talked a little bit about it on Friday morning. I think the only storyline that really stood out to me is probably Diego Pavia, who was a Heisman finalist and yet did not get drafted. Now, he's the quarterback from Vanderbilt. He bounced around a lot in college, but he's, I think, listed at 5'9", which means he's 5'7".
Yeah.
And so his size was definitely going to be a question for him. He was not drafted. He did, I believe, accept a workout to Baltimore Ravens mini camp. And then not funny, but the thing that happened with Pavia over the weekend was there was a fake screenshot of an Instagram story.
I believed it. I did not retweet it, but I believed it.
I saw it on Reddit, and everyone go, "Oh, is this real? Is this real?" And people said, "I don't think it was." And it was a screenshot of what looks like his Instagram story, and it said something along the lines of, I just had it. He said, "F the NFL. I write my own path."
It is right. It's on brand for him, though.
Which does seem like something he would say. It was a good troll move, whoever created the doctored image that went around. But he didn't actually post that. He will be heading to, like I said, Baltimore Ravens mini camp, and he's going to try out and try to catch on with them.
He's like a middle-aged man at this point.
Yeah.
He's like 24.
Yeah, and he's 5'5", and it's a different league there. You can win games like that in college, and they were talking about it over the weekend. They're like, yeah, man, if you watch his highlight tape in college, there's a lot of RPOs and things like that, which there's some place for that in the NFL, but not like a college team where,
right?
Think about Johnny Manziel,
those
dude.
edge guys with all the speed and size they have, they just they close up those plays in the NFL.
He just turned 24.
He's like a little kid.
That's old. That's old for a college player going to the NFL.
I think that the story of the draft, one of the interesting ones for me was I don't know how to say his first name, UAR or Bernard. He was an Eagles 7th round pick, 251 overall. He has never played a down of football in his entire life at any level, but he is 6'4", 306. He has 6% body fat. He ran a 4.63 40, a 39-inch vertical jump. What's your vertical jump? An inch?
One?
Is it one?
One,
Do
maybe?
you think you could jump 1 inch off the ground?
Maybe, yeah.
Try it. Don't blow out a knee. Go as high as you can. All right, you got like 3 inches.
Yeah.
That's not bad. His was 39 inches. They grabbed him. They saw him playing basketball as a teenager. They invited him to the 2024 NFL Nigeria camp where he impressed them. And they said, we wanted to take a chance on this kid.
Is it the Eagles?
The Eagles. I don't know where they're going to play him. Like he's never played before. I guess with that size, you put him on the defensive line and go, see that guy? Go kill him, right?
Right.
It's such a cool
It
story.
reminds me of when the Raiders drafted Willie Galt,
Sprinter.
Just strictly on speed. It brought up, there was a debate I saw online this weekend. Does that mean that football is the least skilled of the sports?
Oh, I saw that too.
You would never draft a guy in baseball who's never played baseball before, no matter how unbelievably athletic they are. They're not going to go, well, this guy's so athletic, let's draft him. We can teach him how to hit and field. No, you can't. If he doesn't know how to do that by now, you're not going to teach him. But they think they can teach you to play football at that level. Does that mean football isn't as skilled as the other sports?
Well, they said basketball is another one where you just couldn't do it. Like, oh, you're huge and you can jump high. Maybe
basketball is like the main sport that I've always viewed as like sometimes your genetics determine whether or not you're going to have a future.
There's more people there's more tall kids forced to play basketball that don't really want to than any other sport.
Boy, do you see them out there and your little kid's rec game, you're like, oh yeah, you're 5. Oh, you can't. You've got nothing.
Yeah.
You got nothing in the bag at all.
But like any sized athlete could find themselves on a football roster. Like maybe you're going to be returning punts or you're a wide receiver or something because you're a smaller guy. But like there is a place for you. You have to be the absolute best of the best of the best to be under 6'3" and play in the NBA.
Yeah, I've definitely seen it in high school where you have the kid who's 6'11" and he just wants to be in the chess club and play in the band.
I played
against that kid.
You have to play center for our basketball
We played
team.
against a kid. He was 7'1".
My God.
And he averaged like 2 points a game. And he had a full ride to Gonzaga. He came off the bench, averaged like 1 point a game in his collegiate career. It infuriated me because I was like, how are you so bad at basketball? Like, buddy, you must have been 6'8", like in 5th grade or 6th grade. Like, you should have been in every basketball camp your parents could find. That's a guaranteed first round pick.
Yeah.
That's a lottery ticket.
Didn't want it, man.
And they didn't want it.
I thought the most interesting story of the weekend, though, was the Rams drafting Ty Simpson, a quarterback from Alabama, in the first round when they have other needs behind Matthew Stafford, but are already looking to replace him in the future.
Don't they like never
earlier
have
rather
first
than
round
later.
draft picks? And then they used a quarterback.
And they've got their they think their quarterback for the future when and if Matthew Stafford decides he's done. But they're a Super Bowl team. Like, you might need a wide receiver depending on Puka Nakua's situation. You could use some, always line help when you're trying to win the Super Bowl, but you went with a guy who you hope doesn't play at all this season.
Right.
Because
Rams
Matthew
played
Stafford is healthy.
Seattle so close last year that we kind of said they had that regular season game at the end of the year. We're like, that probably determined who's going to go on and at least represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. So if I'm a Rams fan, I'm like, we were this close and we got a backup quarterback with our first round draft
pick.
It's
a weird move. It's like drafting Johnny Manziel with one of your picks to play baseball for your team.
Who would do
Who would do
such a
that,
thing?
right? You have so many good players. You can do a bit on a draft pick and draft Johnny Manziel.
Is that AJ Preller?
Maybe.
I don't know.
That was like 2014.
A while ago.
It might have been before.
It might have been right before he did. All right, we'll move on. NBA playoffs continuing. Not a whole lot to discuss there. A lot of series are at 3-1 right now. I did find it interesting, though. So Victor Wembanyama, who is probably like the premier player to watch if you're going to just casually check in on the NBA playoffs, Spurs and Wemby are pretty much the best ticket to watch. And so he missed game 2. Was it game 2 and 3?
He got hurt in game 2, then missed game 3.
He got concussed in game 2, and there was a question on whether or not he would be ready to go by game 3. He said, and his doctors, everybody said that he was ready, but he couldn't get final clearance from the NBA in their concussion protocol until about an hour before tip-off on yesterday night. On yesterday's when they played. And so he was ready to play, going through warm-ups, and then the NBA just held their breath until the very last minute and said, all right, now you can play. But he had cooled down at that point. They didn't play.
Yeah, that was game 3. And then he did play game 4 last night. He was
game
back.
4 was last night. So game 3 was on Friday night.
He actually had a good game, 27 points and 11 rebounds.
Yeah,
and they rallied from a 17-point halftime deficit to win by 21.
But his quote about the NBA said, I won't get into the details. I don't want it to become a distraction. Ask me again after the season. All the doctors, especially on the Spurs, but all the doctors all around, they were great, took care of me. But the way the situation was handled was very disappointing. It's not on the Spurs, but as I say, I won't get into details.
But that the Spurs have a vested interest to get him back in the lineup.
Yes.
The NBA is going to have to be more neutral and cautious when it comes to things like concussion.
It's true.
That's why the protocols are in place. Every team is going to go, yeah, I know he feels good. Yeah, our star player can play in a playoff game. The NBA is always going to be hold your horses. We got to go through the protocols. And if it takes a little longer than he wanted, I'm not surprised that's how it played out. And they'll probably advance. They're up 3-1 now in the series. Ultimately, safety, caution is probably called for in a situation like that, even if the player is frustrated by it.
Fair.
Yeah. Tonight in the NBA, it is a NBC and Peacock night. I believe, from what I've been able to gather, each day is like a network. So all of Friday's games might have been on ESPN or Amazon Prime. Saturday was on ESPN. Tonight's an NBC. Peacock, it starts at 5 o'clock. The Pistons and Magic, and then you have the Thunder and the Suns. OKC up 3-0, and the Timberwolves have a surprising 3-1 lead over the Denver Nuggets.
But Anthony Edwards is out for weeks. There's been so much attrition in the first round of the playoffs.
I happened to see the game. I was watching the game yesterday when he got injured. He just went up for a block or whatever. He landed coming down, and you watched his left knee. It completely hyperextended and buckled on him, and it did not look good.
Not surgery, but he's not coming back anytime soon. I don't know how far they can get without him, but they can win this series probably since they have a 3-1 lead. I think the interesting one is the Pistons down, the 1 seed down 2-1 to the Magic. And that game's in Orlando tonight. So if they win at home, they'll be up 3-1, and the Pistons will be in danger of elimination after that great regular season. So that's what you got tonight.
And then finally, wrap it up here with a little audio for you guys. One of my favorite series out there on YouTube is where I watch is the NPR Tiny Desk concerts.
Love Tiny Desk.
They are so good.
So good.
And especially when I recognize them, I'm like, done. 15 minutes, I'm in. I'll watch the whole thing. Had never heard of this Spanish singer named Amaya Romero, but she had her first NPR Tiny Desk concert last week, and the clip going around viral that I saw, it involves her starting off this song that I want to play, and she is playing the flute, except she's not actually playing the flute. She is playing a metal folding chair.
This is unreal.
It is it looks like something like a WWE prop or something that you'd see in the ring. It's a folding chair that has like some screw holes in it, and she is able to play it like a flute. Listen to this. That's a chair.
I feel like Danielson is getting ready to learn a new trick from Mr. Miyagi on how to clean his deck or his car.
Sand the floor.
Yeah. It's the exact same music that they piped in that movie. Nope, Danielson's coming around the corner. Mr. Miyagi, the tension is
the
building.
Jaws theme.
Yeah. I have a practical idea, or a practical question. Why not just play a flute? How did you find out?
You don't go viral playing a flute. You go viral playing a chair.
How did you?
Here she goes with the music.
So she's made a flute out of a chair, though. It's just a chair flute. It's not something you see every day. I'll give you that. And
You're saying it like it's easy.
Did she make it, or is this just how the chair was built and she figured out how to play it?
How did you figure out you could do it?
I don't know. Anything that.
And that's
play
she
anything
wears
with
it around her
Can you
shoulder.
play anything with holes in it?
I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me? It'd be now. You're right. Purple says it would be cool if she could do it with any chair.
Right.
She grabs this chair and makes a beautiful sound out of it. But her custom flute chair that she made to just sound like a flute, I don't know.
Big massage chairs you get at Costco. Yeah. See if you can play that one.
I mean, it sounded good. It also sounded like a recorder. You know, the little recorders.
It
that you play in
does.
school.
There are some great songs with recorders, like
Green Sleeves,
Stairway to Heaven. And,
Wait,
Hot
don't
Cross
they use
Buns.
recorders on some of those
Three
rock
Blind
songs?
Mice.
Do they use a recorder in Stairway to Heaven?
I feel like
it's an organ.
Is it an organ,
Yeah,
not
I
a
don't think
recorder?
it's an actual recorder.
The recorder sound is always on the edge of giving me the willies.
The willies.
Yeah. that sound,
Yeah.
like that
The-
chalkboard
Yeah,
nail
I'm
sound.
with you.
A recorder is, I listen to it and I'm always tense because If you miss the note, it's going to make my whole body just react.
How about your two children running around playing each of their recorders without having any idea how to play it? And it makes you legitimately crazy.
That noise I've never been able to grasp, like that recorder miss note.
Even the flute.
I think about it right now, and it's just like
it's skeevy. I'm with you.
Really hard.
Thank you, Paulie.
You're welcome.
Chair flute.
All right, you want to do the MLB reach around?
Yes, please.
All right, we'll look around at what happened around baseball this weekend, and then look ahead to the Padres series against the Cubs, all coming up in our final two segments of Ben and Woods ahead on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, tell you about SDFatLoss.com. This is the perfect time of the year to get into SDFatLoss.com and find a way to lose up to 10 to 20% of your body weight in just 60 days, the way I did. I lost 40 pounds in 60 days, and I've kept the weight off for 3 years now. And I loved the strategies that they provided because it was all based on real food, stuff that I was eating anyway, chicken, steak. I mean, yeah, I had to choose the right portions. You know, I had to be disciplined about it. But I did not rely on any injections. In fact, they don't have any injections or supplements that you need to buy. It's simply on your own with the coaching, and you can lose the weight very fast and then change your metabolism so that you can keep the weight off after you're done. Did you realize that when you do the GLP-1 injections, you have to keep doing those, or once you stop, the weight will almost certainly come back on. Plus, you're probably losing a lot of muscle, not just fat, which lowers your metabolism, makes it even harder to keep the weight off. Not with SDFatLoss.com. Build your metabolism, doctor-developed program. The strategies work. It worked for me. It can work for you as well. Just sign up for a free consultation right now by going to SDFatLoss.com. And when you sign up for the program, take $200 off for their spring special. Get you ready for a beach and pool season by the time July rolls around. You'll be a brand new you, 10 to 20% of your weight gone before summer really kicks in here at San Diego. And SDFatLoss.com. That's SDFatLoss.com.
player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Still time to cheer on the Padres at Petco Park, America's #1 ballpark, on Thursday, May 7th at 7:10 p.m. When the Padres host the St. Louis Cardinals, the first 40,000 fans in attendance will receive a flame-throwing Mason Miller bobblehead presented by Cox. Whether he's shutting down batters or throwing an immaculate inning, Miller always brings the heat with his fastballs. Don't wait to secure your tickets. Visit Padres.com/tickets. That's a 7:10 start, by the way. Paulie asked me earlier, why are they starting a Thursday game at 7:10? It's an ESPN game, so it starts in the later Pacific time zone window.
Who was the presenter on that again?
Cox.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
All right.
And then the Friday game that week of the series is 6:45. That's a Roku. No, it's an Apple TV game. And then Saturday is
actually at
4:00
midnight.
start. Is a Fox
They're
game.
going to do a midnight start.
They have a completely different schedule for that not this weekend, but the next weekend's games against the St. Louis Cardinals.
All right. Let's see our pal JJ Weatherholt coming into town, one of my hot prospects.
They were doing a bit where they were asking, I think it was Cardinals, but other players around the league, what your first username was.
Yeah.
And his was Little Weather Guy or something.
Little Weather Guy.
Little Weather Guy.
That's fantastic.
He was JJ Weatherholt.
Oh, I like that.
I couldn't remember what my first username though, first email address.
I couldn't either.
Way back
I
in
think
the
I have
day.
my first one.
You still have it. It's never changed.
I think
it.
that's the one I use.
Yeah.
I'm
Paulie, did you have a different one when you were a kid?
Did you have
or
did you guys
a gamer name
did
or
you guys
anything
have
for online
chat stuff? Because I didn't.
Yeah, we didn't really have
what was your chat name?
My AIM profile was something Mariners, whatever.
Yeah.
just whatever
Favorite
team.
Mariners,
involved.
There was like
69,
Sonics. Yeah, it was always
yeah.
sports. It was always sports. Like my password was over my favorite player and his
Yep.
like jersey number at the
Sean
time.
Kemp,
Yeah.
44 or whatever.
No, you know what? One of them was it was actually like honestly my favorite player like that era AIM 2003 was like Kevin Garnett was my favorite player in the NBA.
Is
So
a
like
G.
he was always involved somehow in my online profile.
I didn't have we missed the chat era.
Yeah.
I would have been all over it. Don't get me wrong. Would have been chatting with all kinds of
I mean, you could
girls
dial
in
up,
Kentucky
you could
and
dial
stuff,
up
whatever.
modem and get
Yeah.
online when we were kids, sort of, but it was unreliable. So
Yeah.
you couldn't really do anything seriously interactive with people online.
Which is probably a good thing for me. I'm glad that it didn't. I
Really?
would have gotten in way more trouble, and I already gotten enough.
Now you have gotten into more card collecting. Now bobbleheads don't do it for you. It's just cards. You like bobbleheads.
my
but
kids
you're not
like
going to
them.
sell them.
No, I'm not going to
trade them.
No.
online.
We keep them in in this bureau at home that you can kind of see through. So we do have that. But no, the cards. Yeah, we went to the Town and Country card show on Saturday.
Mission Valley.
Hannah had to work. Taylor wanted to go with his Uncle Graham, so he did that. And Bo and I found ourselves with some time to spare. And we went down to Town and Country down in Mission Valley and went to the card show. And it was, I think I'd been to a card show many, many, many years ago.
How does it work? So do people have tables where they bring their cards to sell?
Oh yeah.
I think that's mostly what it is.
That's it.
It's like a flea market for baseball or collectibles.
Yeah, that's right. Collectibles. A lot of Pokemon cards in there now.
Think like a swap meet or farmer's market.
What domed us out a little bit is because we walked in empty-handed. We didn't have a bag, a satchel, and we certainly didn't have a big, thick, black Samsonite looking, when you're paying off a ransom, those kind of briefcases. We were a couple of the only people that didn't walk in with a big briefcase full of cards. Now, I'm assuming, because you can do trades and stuff there too. So I'm assuming people bring their personal collection or an empty case to fill up. And it's kind of the definition of save some for the rest of us. When you walk in the door, I went, oh, these are my people now. And I was instantly at ease. And Bo was very excited. And we went and picked through some cards and bought some cards. And I really had a good time. I really did. And my wife is just repulsed by it.
I think at least you have a certain discomfort at being one of those people.
Not anymore. I'm in.
Are you totally in?
Oh.
Do you sense that any of them feels like we should be doing something better with our Saturday afternoon in America's finest city?
It was blissful.
Inside at tables, trading small pieces of cardboard with each other.
It was blissful. It really was. And my son.
The criticism hurts so much more
from Ben. I know. Mr. Cool Guy.
Yeah.
The joy that my son had is really what it's all about. Really nothing to do with me.
Joy.
He was elated. He was so excited. He got a Jackson Merrill PSA or a Jackson Merrill 10. He got a Joe Burrow card that he was stoked on. We got a LeBron card for Taylor because he loves LeBron James. I got a couple prospects that I was after. It was cool. We had a great time. I loved it. I had such a good time.
Do they have
wait for the
anything?
next one.
Do they have any activities or food or anything? How does that work?
They had free water.
Water.
You could go up and do the little cup but the only thing that was the only thing that was bad about it, the only thing is that it was so hot that it was so hot.
Town and
there.
Country?
Yes, and it was packed to the gills. And you've got some people in there too that are like elbowing kids out of the way so they can go through the slab bags, and so that's kind of annoying. But it was so effing hot that we made it about 45 minutes, 50 minutes, and left. We got what we needed, but it was great. We had the time of our lives, and I can't wait for the next one.
It's funny because what you've described sounds exceedingly unpleasant to me.
Drive 30 minutes, right?
In every single way.
Yeah.
Drive 30 minutes on a Saturday to be inside in the heat with big crowds of people who are jostling each other.
Pushing each other.
With no real reward at the end other than spending your money.
Yeah, you get cards out of it, though. I loved it. I had to go. And will be pricing those cases soon enough, because when I get that PSA slab case that I'm going to carry around with me,
well, I think
your old pal
next
Woodsy,
show,
it's
you
over.
need a Woods table.
You may,
where you are then the one who is selling your wares to the other people who have come to the show.
So Bo said, Dad, should we ever do a table? And I go, do you want to sit there all day in there? And he goes, no. And I go, well, I sure as hell don't. And I go, so no, I'll do one in the street of our neighborhood and where I can go inside and people aren't around me. I said, but I'm not going to sit at a table and do that. And there was one guy in there that did just Tony Gwynn stuff. All his cards were just Tony Gwynn cards. You could find any Tony Gwynn card you wanted. That's just, and Bo's like, that's crazy, Dad. I'm like, yeah, like you better hope people like Tony Gwynn.
And it's like my number one card I need right now is a Tony rookie card.
Yeah.
And I should have told you, hey, if you see one, just grab it.
I could have grabbed
Venmo
one.
you.
I could have grabbed one for you for sure. But I had a blast. We bought some cheap packs of like 8 Men Out cards. Remember the movie 8 Men Out? They had these like $3 packs, and it's cool. You go through them, and we had a good time. We really did.
To get a shoeless Joe Jackson?
We did.
Okay,
we did. And I'm gonna get one of those cases. I may be living in my car though. If she sees it, I will have to get it and hide it.
And it's this big, it looks like a giant lunchbox.
Yeah,
like it's not a thin briefcase.
No,
it's
a thick, like a makeup artist would take to work on a film, right?
Like a
Except
tackle
it's
box
filled with cards.
Can you see my screen at all, Benny? Like something like that.
Oh, okay. Like
it looks like a little
Pelican
briefcase
case,
on like Deal or No Deal.
Yes.
You open it up and it's got the foam padding in there.
Pelican box, it's called. Yep, I'm going to be
Pelican
getting
box.
one or two of those for sure to the old collection.
And these guys carry them around.
That's like you guys can't make fun of me ever again. Never again. Not a word. No, I'm in. Dude.
It is amazing how popular it is right now.
It's bananas. And I'm thinking about picking up a second job to support my habit at some point.
Purple says, I used to think Woods was so cool.
Yeah, I did too, man. I did too. And it's just not the case anymore.
Ben and Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. So Woods, I don't know how this is even possible, but has tasked Paul in creating a whole new open for our baseball reach around segment.
Indeed.
In like the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So we'll see what he's come up with and go through the rest of baseball in our final segment of the show. Coming up next here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Live from the Bill House Studios, we know how. Ben and Woods' final segment on a Monday. Have the Padres returning home tonight. Have our Eco Water SoCal pregame show with Sam Levitt at 5:40. 6:40 first pitch with Matthew Boyd, left-hander for the Chicago Cubs against Randy Vasquez for the Padres. Boyd made 2 starts at the beginning of the year, kind of shaky. Gave up 6 runs in his first start and then 5 2/3, a little better, 2 runs in his second start, but then went on the injured list with a strained left biceps for 15 days, went the minimum, then came back and made 1 start and beat the Phillies 7-2 last week, although he didn't get the win because he only pitched 4 2/3 innings, giving up 2 runs. So he's still kind of in the infancy of his season here as he makes his 4th overall start tonight against Randy Vasquez.
Let's light him up, Benny. Who else is going in the series?
Tomorrow is going to be Walker Buehler against Edward Cabrera, the former Marlin, who has gotten off to a good start. He's 2-0.
He's pretty
with a
nasty.
2.73. He's solid. And then Wednesday afternoon's finale is Matt Waldron against Jamison Tyone, who's 1-1 with a 4.55 ERA.
I was thinking about going to the game on Wednesday. The pitching matchup.
Waldron seemed to figure something out the last 3 innings of his last start.
Yeah.
Maybe, hopefully, we'll see. Obviously, he's kind of pitching for his job with the, guys like Griffin Canning and Lucas Giolito getting closer to being ready. The Cubs have been very good, though, pouring through some power rankings. I saw one this morning, MLB.com, had the Cubs at 4 and the Padres at 5. So this is so far the best matchup, toughest matchup for the Padres this season. And, of course, a rematch of last year's wild card playoff series in Chicago. So I'd imagine everyone going to be taking this one pretty seriously the next 3 days.
Sure.
You never know if it could come into play with tiebreakers at the end of the season. Kind of a big, important series when you go up against a fellow playoff contender in the National League.
Got a great comment in the YouTube chat. Did you see it? Can you read it?
Let's see. Bean and Woods, official
Woods.
Padres apologist. It's almost like an SNL skit.
From Miguel
So
Esparza 71-25. They are 18-9.
I'm so sorry.
I'm
that
sorry.
They're 18-9. We will apologize for the San Diego Padres endlessly.
Miguel, they're dog ass, man. You're right. We have to be harder on a team that's 18-9.
I mean, I already did call them the worst 18-9
You
team
did.
in baseball.
You did.
So far this season.
By the way,
So-
that would be the worst SNL skit of all time. Just so you know, I'm not trusting your comedy judgment right now. But yeah. So,
you know whose comedy judgment I do trust, though?
Paulie Reindl.
Paulie Reindl.
Yeah.
So Woods tasked him to put together an open for our baseball reach around segment where we look at all the action around Major League Baseball. And this was like 10, 15 minutes ago. Paulie's been hard at work. You'll find out what he came up with.
Feel good about this one.
After our last check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com.
Slow traffic on the 94 westbound approaching the 805 and continuing to the 5. The 805 northbound is all brake lights after the 54 past the 15. The 163 southbound is slow from the 8 to the 5.
This traffic report is brought to you by Rivermark Medical. Rivermark Medical is conducting a Rapid 3 study for FlowStent, a minimally invasive device designed to relieve symptoms from BPH. Men 45 or older suffering from frequent, painful, or difficulty urinating may qualify. Learn more at rivermarkmedical.com. That's rivermarkmedical.com.
They're doing the reach around. They're doing the reach around. Everybody's doing the reach around. Not bad.
That is absolutely
not bad at all.
Perfect.
Our daily look at Major League Baseball, what's going on around the rest of the league. We'll start in the NL West, where the Dodgers shut out the Cubs 6-0 yesterday behind 6 shutout innings from Justin Robleski. Shohei Ohtani went deep, his 6th home run of the series. Dodgers take 2 of 3 from the Cubs, who had come in. I think they won the first game of the series. That got them to 10 in a row, and then they lost the last 2 games to drop the series before coming down to San Diego today. Dodgers are back in front of the Padres by a half game in the NL West standings after the win yesterday. The Giants doubled up the Marlins 6-3. San Diego State's Casey Schmidt hit the go-ahead 3-run home run as the Giants rallied from a 3-0 deficit. They took 2 of 3 from the Marlins in that series. The Braves remain hot. They've won 10 of 12 and took 2 of 3 from the Phillies behind Chris Sale's 6 innings, 1 hit, 9 strikeouts in a 6-2 win over Philadelphia. The A's were a 2-1 winner over the Texas Rangers based on a 2-run first inning as they win the series over Skip Schumacher's crew. The Mariners, this was an interesting one. Did you guys see what happened in the Mariners-Cardinals game? So it was tied 2-2 in the top of the 9th. Mariners going for the sweep in St. Louis. Rob Refsnyder is at the plate. Gets called out on strike 3. Challenges to overturn, so the at-bat continues, hits the go-ahead home run that turned out to be the game winner.
How did I miss that?
So that was a big ABS challenge overturn that decided the game.
He's on the blue. Who's
Mariners.
Mariners. Okay,
Mariners.
That's right.
And they complete the sweep of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Man, that's big.
The Nationals were 2-1 winners in 10 innings over the White Sox to get the series win. Both those runs coming in the 10th. It was, I think, a 0-0 game going into extra innings. White Sox will be at Petco Park later this week to wrap up the homestand. Brewers shut out the Pirates 5-0. Kyle Harrison, the former Giant and then Red Sox, it was 12 strikeouts in 6 innings. Milwaukee avoiding the sweep. They've been treading water without some of their best players, Christian Yelich and Jackson Churio, both on the injured list. So don't sleep on the Brewers, who
You never can.
I think they have not homered in 7 straight games. They're doing the same thing as last year. No power, but finding ways to generally win and stay in games.
And still have a better run differential than we do.
Correct.
Right now. That division is pretty interesting. The Central. Everybody's above 500. It's
It's usually
division.
the worst division in baseball. So far, it's been the best division in baseball.
It's pretty cool. And I promise you, Reds fans, Pirates fans, they're all rooting for your San Diego Padres against the Cubs.
Yankees had their 8-game winning streak snapped by the Astros 7-4. Rays complete a sweep of the Twins with a 4-2 win. Tigers avoided a sweep by the Cincinnati Reds, who they win the close games, but they don't win the ones that aren't close. 8-3 was the final yesterday. The Mets continue to struggle. They were swept in a doubleheader by the Rockies and swept in the entire series. 3-1 3-0. Rockies beat Nolan McLean in the first game.
Bro.
It's not. It definitely feels like rock bottom when you get swept by the Rockies. They're better this year.
It's a combination of both, though. It's a combination of the Rockies being better and the Mets being really, really, really bad. But I mean, again, the Rockies go out and beat Nolan McLean. Like, that's no joke, man. They're playing much, much better baseball.
I think they're 13-16 now.
Yeah,
Rockies, not bad. They were 13-55 last year.
Is staggering.
So that is quite the improvement.
Staggering, man.
Not quite above 500, but getting there 39 games sooner to 13 wins than you did last year.
I like their manager, by the way. Warren Schaefer. I like that dude. He looks, he looks the part. He looks like Skip Schumacher Jr. Over there in the dugout. I like that guy. And they've made some. We talked to Buddy Black when he was in here, and he's like, you know what? I could trash them. They're actually doing a couple of things right now, and trying to make it better.
Better changes.
It's paying off.
Royals got a 3-run walk-off home run from Lane Thomas in the 10th inning to beat the Angels and sweep that series 11-9, trying to turn things around after a slow start. And the Red Sox improved to 1-0 under interim manager Chad Tracy with a 5-3 win over the Orioles, and they get the series win. People are very confused. Apparently, there's 2 Chad Tracys in baseball. I thought there was the one that used to play for the Diamondbacks. This isn't him. Redheaded guy that played for the Diamondbacks. This is a totally different Chad Tracy that manages the Boston Red Sox now. And we never brought it up. We talked about it in Don't Do This, the firing of Alex Cora. The incredibly ironic call that the Red Sox made to get a car to pick up a van to pick up their fired coaches.
Like a limo
van,
bus.
like a limo bus van. That the company was called Coaches for Hire.
Coaches for Hire.
All the fired coaches got into the van that said Coaches for Hire after they were fired by the Boston Red Sox.
I mean, what a trip that was.
Pretty ironic. It doesn't mean anything. That's what it's a motor coach. But all right, that's it for us. Braden's off today, so Matt Scraby is going to take you middays today. He's coming up next, and we will be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. and Incorporator Tuesday with Jesse Agler. For Paulie Rindle, for Stephen Woods, I'm Ben Higgins. Have a great rest of your Monday from all of us here at The Fan.